Ho 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 ho! Christmas Mapu, hey. Here he is. Hello and welcome to Mapu TV tonight. We will doing some game casting, and you will hopefully enjoy yourself and your stay. Stay a while and listen, please. Alrighty then. Oh, this is a very warm costume. Excuse me, the room is actually quite nice and cozy. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 is what I have to laugh right now. Alright. Christmas casting, let's begin. Pretty early, but I can't stream tomorrow unfortunately, so there we go, it's Christmas Mapu season already. Okay. Let me have a sip. Yes. There we go. Let's start the day with a ZVZ, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have to rename a few of those. Rename. Here's down. Classic. Okay, I'm almost through. Alright, we will do a few games today. First off, we will start with a PvZ. It's gonna be classic against Raynor. 1 second, MW. Yo, nice outfit. The beard is permanently smiling. Thank you very much. 1 second, I'm just setting up the first games here. It's gonna be classic against Raynor. And the first map will be Persephone. Alrighty then. Let's get started! Ho ho ho! Yeah man, I thought like, you know, last stream before Christmas we might want to do something special, so I came prepared. I am in fully outfitted form. But this might not be my final form yet. The permanent smile, it is there. And we will jump into a best of 7 right off the bat here between this guy. In the bottom left it is Raynor, and in the top left we do have Classic, a ultra long-term player at this point. I mean, this guy was already winning championships when Raynor couldn't even compete yet. Pretty sure Raynor might have been in preschool. No, not in preschool. What's the first one? Elementary school. During that time, actually. It's kind of crazy to think about. Get a quick check on Raynor. And I'm pretty sure he's born in 2002, right? Started competing in 2013, the B roster. But he's basically Classic 1 in 2012, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a quick check. Are we in game? Yeah, we're in game. Okay. So Classic, I think, won in 2000 and... 2014. Okay, I'm so sorry. So Classic won his first championship 2014? Yeah, that was his first GSL win. So 2014, and Raynor was 12 at that time. 12 years old. That's... In Japan, that's still, what is it called? Elementary school. In Germany, it would be already middle school, but... In Japan, it's the elementary school. Man, this beard is really bad, though. It's so fuzzy around the mouth. And it makes it impossible to have a drink. I somehow managed to drink, but... Man. Alright, so Raynor against Classic here. Persephone, pretty standard map. Pretty standard matchup. Pretty standard builds. Stargate expand here from Classic, we're gonna call it now. And he's gonna rally the first adept across the map. And yeah, Raynor already setting up his third base, starting to push out the creep here in a little bit. The queen is already posturing for the creep tumor there. And there's the first adept. He's gonna get some shading in, some shading out. Actually, wants to go for a ling, but does not get the hit there. It's gonna damage 3 lings. And that's gonna be it. So I didn't even get a shot on a drone. That's a little bit unfortunate because sometimes you can come in with the Oracle later and then get that drone if it's still low enough in one sweep, in one shot. So sometimes that damage actually does do something. Not in this case though. Double Adept though coming in here. He's gonna shade in, maybe just to see what's up in Reina Town here. Not gonna commit to the shade. There is a lot of drones, so Reina's not actually trying to do anything really sneaky or all in here. So looks like a standard approach from both players. There is the third Nexus at 3 minutes 42 seconds, quite fast, quite nice. He's gonna grab a rallying drone and he gets a second one that does unfortunately not get pulled fast enough there. And maybe the wrong direction. Oracle is gonna fly out again. Did take some damage though. Second Oracle is here. He's gonna see the links. It's actually really nice timing, so he might want to consider coming back with this one. He's actually gonna keep on going. One Adept in the wall, one Adept at the third. He needs to warp in probably a couple more Adepts here, and that should be fine to keep this place safe. There's the Oracle coming in. He's gonna go for a stasis ward, and at the same time coming in. Oh my god, this is undefended. 4 drones fall in here. The stasis trap did catch 2. So that's nice, but the 4-1, like this is terrible here. Oracle getting 4 kills there on the third base before the spore was finished up. Reina missing there the timing a little bit, unfortunate for him. Forge Twilight finishing up here. We're gonna see Blink most likely. Oh, it's actually going for charge. So he will forego Blink. This makes him a little bit vulnerable to Mutalisk swaps. Since he's not gonna have anything to deal with those, you probably need to utilize the Stargate, but that's very tough to identify, and charge is gonna give you quite the nice power spike in the early mid game. Charge all the Archon compositions. He's already going into the Templar archives, finishing up the rover facility for a Warp Prism, most likely a couple observers, and throwing in more and more gateways here. So Classic is ramping up to a nice and brutal infrastructure here. Reina behind this is just taking a third base, finally starting up his lair, and is going into that +1 melee. So we might want to play a very Ling intensive style, maybe a Ling Baneling style with no additional tech unit. That would require a macro hatchery though, and he's already adding 2 more gases, so we're expecting to see a Hydralisk den here. Or maybe even a Spire. There's actually a Roach Warren. Alright, so he sees the move out. Maybe it's just a safety Roach Warren. We have to wait and see. But could also just be for a commitment. And Zerg has a lot of branches at this point, but it feels a little bit late, right? Like the first Archons are already morphed in. They're gonna go into the Prism now. Reina sees the Prism. And he will finish that Roach Warren. He will finish that lair. What's he gonna throw down with the lair? He does see the Prism, so he gets in position with the Queens. But the Archons can kind of fight the Queens. Now he's also posturing with Lynx in the front. Needs to be careful though. Archons are stuck behind the Zealots. Maybe not the best warping point here. And the Prism does get sniped, but all the Lynx are in the front. They're finally starting to rally back. But in the meantime, Queens are dying here. And oh my god, all of the Queens but one are gonna fall here. Now, Classic is just standing on the ramp. He could kill the Evo Chamber, actually. That would be really big reset here on that +2, which is researching right now. But he will try to go for some drones. This is a terrible engage for those Lings. If that Archon turns around and shoots at those Lings, oh my god. 17 kills, 16, 18, and now people are gonna fall here. Protoss. In the end, he did not get really anything crucial, but he killed so many units. He killed 60 Lings, 2 Roaches, 5 Queens. I guess the 5 Queens, that's really the crucial thing. We're gonna be lava stuffed as Rainier for quite a while, and the Oracles are still there. Don't forget about the Oracles. The Prism was remade. So with no mobile anti-IR really, it's gonna be tough to fend off these Prisms. I see some Adepts in the third. There's still Zealots in the fourth base, and the big Warpin in the main. That got pushed back, but the Adepts at the third are now into the second base and are starting to work on some more drones here. 7 drones falling. Even Zealots killing some drones here, kind of making them throwing them into the water there. Man, this is a chaotic place to be here, the base of Reina right now. There's so much going on for Classic, and finally everything's cleaned up. But Reina lost so much. Let's have a look. He lost 18 drones in total. He lost 80 links in total. He lost 8 roaches. He lost 5 queens. That was only during the last attack. He killed 20 zealots. Okay, that's nice. Couple archons and a prism. That's also pretty solid. But that's not worth it. This trade is a massive advantage here for Classic. Can't overstate this. As we see, the drone count and work count is even. This base hasn't been mining for the whole time. We see a massive income advantage as well from all the drone pulls. So Reina is really far behind right now. He's trying to get back with this with a hive, which he's making right now, but he cannot even replace the queens. Let's have a look. We are seeing 3 queens right now. That's not even 1 per hatch. He's making a 4th one right now, but it's so difficult to replace these queens even because it's so costly. He's trying to do a double evo here right now, but he cannot really afford the upgrades. Throwing down a spire now with that hive. Wants to probably try to play a little bit of a turtle game with maybe some early brood lords. But he's actually going to throw down the Ultralisk Cavern as well, so he might just wants to be prepared, but I'm feeling this might be a little bit over-investing, you know? He's going into another base, but he simply does not have the units to deal with all the harassment. He should probably be a little bit more on the map. The map control definitely goes to Classic. He's going to lose an Oracle here, moving that a little bit too much forward into that spore range, and we do see a link counter attack which did get stopped by a stasis trap, but there's so much static defense here for Classic. It's just not looking good for our Zerg player. Look at that, those links got surrounded, got killed. The Oracle is just chilling over at the 5th base, which he sees is making. There's the waterfall, by the way. And yeah, I mean, he's just playing with links, but he doesn't have adrenaline yet, right? He's on high for a little bit now. He already has chitinous plating on the way, the greater spires on the way. It feels like he's getting a little bit too much, and he doesn't really make too many units right now. And he's making 1 Ultralisk and 10 Banelings against 4 Immortals. I'm not sure if that's really gonna help you against 4 Immortals and 5 Archons and Storm. Is that gonna be it, Reina? I don't think so. I don't think he can win that army fight with this kind of low quality army. He's making a few more Ultralisks, but they're not done yet. There's no chitinous plating done yet. This base is gonna be a goner. And there's a big warp in with the warp prism. He has the spire, could have made a corruptor. 1. That would have been enough to fend off the warp prism from that corner, right? Now he needs to deal with that massive zealot warp in. Gonna throw down some bites to try to do some zoning here, but the Ravagers are gonna get caught. Banelings moving in are gonna connect here, and they will find some of the High Templars, which is quite nice. So that's at least something going here for Reina. But this game is it's not a mediocre disaster, it's a full-on disaster, and Reina is not gonna be happy about this. And like, he has no armor upgrades for the Ultralisk, it's only +1. This Warp Prism is still gonna get away because we never made 1 Corruptor, but have a greater Spire. There's a mothership on the way. At least this is gonna be contaminated here for the time being, and he does spot that. But he has he has killed 1 probe. 1. He has never touched the protospaces. All of the static defense. Imagine that would be Zealots. And already been traded into Reina. He has what? 12 cannons, 4 shield batteries, all static D. Just in case. Because he has so much money. That's insane. And Reina, meanwhile, is struggling so hard. We are seeing Tempest transition now, so Reina is starting to throw in some Corruptors. Of course he is maxed, so he has an army, but this is not a high quality army. We're looking at 6 Ravagers, 8 Roaches. That's not a good max. I mean, the Roaches, they have no upgrades. They have +1 armor, right? The Ravagers as well. What are they gonna do? You need to trade them out. He's thrown in some infestors now, which is gonna be nice, and he's getting the new upgrade, Microbial Shroud, or the the armor shroud, basically the damage reduction to all range attacks, and that's gonna be quite nice and helpful. But you can kind of storm those. The long storms, they're gonna be pretty good counter to those actually. So, and you need to be careful if the Protoss moves into that. They also benefit from this. Now that's a cancel at least, so a small W here for Reina, but yeah, trading out links is fine. He needs to kind of get rid of his Roach and Ravagers. Maybe you want to keep a couple Ravagers just for the biles, but these Roaches are like the lowest quality you can ever have. Like these 7 Roaches, yeah, they need to go aggressive, and there they are, finally hitting a base here. A few Ravagers as well. He's kind of just trying to throw them away, but not all at once, maybe. He even needs a new Ultra, as you can see. There's the army. Look at the high quality here from Classic. This is a 3 attack, double plasma shield, 12 blue Archon Ball. Super army. This army is insanely supercharged right now. If he can get down some Neurals, but he doesn't even have Neural. He only has the Cloud, he has the Fungals, but Fungals are not gonna kill Archons. He does get a decent engage, but in the end, I mean, what is left here for Reina? Nothing really. He's making 7 Ultralisks. That's kind of a Reina thing I have noticed with him. If he loses an army and he's in this kind of position where he has a bunch of money and a bunch of tech and a bunch of bases, he tends to remake mass Ultralisk. In this case, you kind of want to have a bunch of Brood Lords and Corruptors, no? I mean, that takes a lot of time, of course, but he's just gonna recall. He leaves 1 Archon behind to keep track of the army there, of course. No, this is a little bit of a mistake, but Classic is taking this base here at the bottom. We're seeing 2 layers here for Reina to try to remake the tech. Of course, he lost the Hive, he lost the Ultra Cavern, he lost the Great Aspire. What do you have? Nothing. He can make links. Did he lose the Roach Warren too? No, he can make Roaches again. Come on, Ling Infester. He should have thrown down another Ultra Cavern before the Hive dies. At least he still has the Infestation Pit, so he can immediately remake the Hive. But that's so much time. And we're seeing Carriers in production. He's still not getting Neural. There we go, finally starting up that upgrade. But yeah, Classic in the meantime double expanding here. And oh no, actually this is the old expansion. It's survived even to that aggression from Ultra Ling Roach there earlier. So we have a group of Zealots coming down here through the speed zones, and they're actually gonna split up. Some are gonna hit this hatchery. They could probably just kill the hatchery. It's gonna split off the Zealots, and the ones that went into the north are gonna come back and they will finish the job here. 5 more Zealots and they will finish that hatchery. You might even get that infestor now. That was nice micro by Reina identifying that. Classic clicked on that immediately as he saw it morph. And Reina, well, he has a lot of bases to take potentially, because he lost, like he never got to that position to take those. But if you take, I don't really want to open the resources lost because it is. Let's have a look. I'm gonna say it's like a 6-to-4 ratio. Boom. Oh, it's actually quite even. Okay, I'm surprised. So it's only 2k resources, but if you take a look at the total mining. Income advantage. Yeah, I see where this is going. Now Reina is trying to attack 2 bases at once. There's a nice evacuation on the probes. The Ultralisks are getting stuck on Archons here right now. Gonna kill that last Stalker on the way out, but 1 Ultra might die. No, he's actually gonna get away. I hope he has some queens for transfuses. He has 4 queens. They have a little bit of energy, not too much. 1 has some transfuse energy. Is gonna hit that 1 herd Ultra. Should probably transfuse the other one as well. Gonna get a second one on this one. And there is the big Neurals now. Can he make something out of this? The Infestors are all stacked there. Gonna get feedback. The Archons, there's simply not enough damage there. On top of that Protoss army. He will still get a decent trade. This is actually, it's kind of crazy how good Reina is in these engages and his execution. It's really crazy. Like, this was a fight he should have never won. A few links are getting a couple of probes, nothing really impactful. Might want to try to hit some of these bases here again. And that's a bunch of cannons. It's crazy. We're starting to see some Corruptors now. The Ultralisk Cavern is about to be remade. Did remake the Spire because, well, that's kind of the only thing he could remake, but he lacks the Greatest Spire, so yeah. And he lost so many... Oh, wait, he still has a bunch of Infestors, so if he can get another Neural fight, where he can Neural the whole army, maybe that's a way back into the game for him. Maybe he can make something happen. Okay. That's a very small group of links to try. They are not even gonna kill that one cannon. I mean, they have +3. Do they have Adrenal? No. He still does not have Adrenal Glands. Those are still normal attacking speed links. Which is quite unfortunate, because they could actually do a lot of damage with that +3. So he's kind of lacking that upgrade, and he has... Well, let's see how many links he has been using and losing. About 400 almost. So... Like, he lost about 100 before he was at tier 3, but then he would be able to get, for the rest of the 300, would have been able to get that Adrenal upgrade. This Geyser is not mining. I mean, he's not really gas stuffed right now. More about the minerals for him, but it's just not looking that great. Zealots are gonna get eaten up by those Ultras and the Lynx here. It's gonna be nice, but yeah, look at those Zealots. They should have been dead already just by the Lynx with if they would have Adrenal Glands. Now Classic is taking his time. He's remaking his Wall of Archons. He lost 17 Archons in this game, by the way, already. So he remade that army basically the same. He's gonna get a few Disruptors to really get rid of these kind of Shroud Zones. No, that's a nice timing on this Ling attack. And Classic has to cancel that base. Classic is also starting to run out of places to expand to, so maybe Reina could win an exhaustion game. Where he kind of, you know, makes the place and just does not die, you know. That Ultralisk is getting warped in. Zealots gonna get eaten up here. The Infestors, if those die, that's gonna be it. Basically, he has to do the same fight he did earlier. He has to do that basically one more time. If he can pull that off. I mean, the efficiency is quite nice, actually. It's insane how efficient he's been. And if you are at the same efficiency, in the end matters who mined more of the map, of the total minerals, not the actual income advantage. So, Classic, of course, since he mines so much, had such an income advantage, is gonna mine out faster, but he didn't really manage to establish any bases in Reina's side of the map, and that does actually play a big role. Oh my god, the Zealots are trying to kill some Infestors here. Should probably throw down a Fungal on those. Ultras going to the top right, a couple of links again, man. If those links had Adrenal, such a big blunder here. Wow. Man, he's even getting air upgrades and stuff, but man, they would chew through those buildings so fast. They still had one cannon. Double Ultralisk here. But we do see another fight about to happen. This might be the last stand here. Can Reina make this happen? He has some +1 Corruptors. Not really the best one. It's a nice Fungal. And he does get rid of 2 Disruption Novas basically. Can he get the Disruptors though? There's a Storm to zone out. The Disruptors do get away. That's 2 Fungals used. He's gonna go for the Neural. He's gonna throw a Fungal first. The second Fungal. If you can't Fungal Templars enough, they can die by Fungals. Fungals 25 damage still, I'm pretty sure. They can still die by Fungals. You need 3 Fungals to kill Templars. There's a nice Disruption Nova. It's gonna hit. Oh my god, this is a massive area of death here. And a lot of infestors do die before they get the neurals off on those Archons. The Archons are trying to turn and fight, but most of the stuff is just getting killed off here. And Classic has this one hero Archon coming through and killing all of the casting units. He will indeed win the game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a move by Big Brother Classic. Maybe I need to adjust this a little bit here. I think this might be the way to go. That permanently smiling beard might have been a mistake. I'm not sure yet. Here we go. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that was the first map. That was great. Great StarCraft. Reina really trying his damnedest to try and come back there. And he almost made it happen. It was quite crazy to see. Quite crazy. Whew. But this is the best of 7, so there's plenty of room for Reina to come back in this series. In the bottom left of Evil Heart, a very small map. We do have Reina. In the top right, it is Classic. Looking very strong. He looked like he was head and shoulders above everybody before the patch. And now, like as a Protoss, and now with the patch it feels like Hero has really climbed up there again. He's looking insanely good again, Hero. It's a little bit of a mess to try and drink with this beard. I'll show you. Yeah, I have to kind of put it up, and then kind of. Take a sip, and then that's it. And then we go back to the game. All right. Ooh. So, Classic did get a successful block here on the natural base. Of course, this is not a surprise since this is a very close rush distance on this map. I'm surprised kind of that Reina did not go for an early pull and just like, you know, send it. Just a link flood. Just test with a bunch of links. Feels like you can really deal some damage to the Protoss if they don't see those links coming. I mean, he's probably gonna, I guess, yeah, you'll see that because you'll have the scouting probe, but yeah, I guess it doesn't make any sense. I mean, who am I? One thing I really never thought that much about is that the 12 worker start enables you really to send out one of your workers very early, because that's less than 10% of your economy you're sacrificing there in the early game. It's not that big of a deal. If you have a 4 worker start, for example, like in Blood Wound, you immediately send out 1 worker to scout, you sacrifice 25% of your economy. That's a very big deal. That's a very big deal. So the less workers, the more workers you have, the easier it is to immediately get one to scout, right? So. Stargate opening again here for Classic, but this time he has a Stalker and he's abusing the shortness of the map and is trying to get this Overlord, but Reina might be able to defend this.
I feel like Classic could have committed. That was only 4 links, 1 queen. He had an adept and a stalker. But he didn't want to risk to hit that too aggressively. And he didn't know if there were links in transition here. That could be a nice interception. He is at least gonna deny the Nexus for now. He will kill one, maybe both adepts, yeah. And Reyna's making a bunch more links. 14 more links, Roach Warren on the way. Is this gonna be a Roach all-in? On 32 drones? Could be, he's making more and more links, but there we go, a couple of drones coming in as well. So he's trying to deny this base again, but there's the Oracle. It's gonna be a tough call, but the Oracle is starting, like, it turned on already once, and it's gonna scout these links, so it's gonna come back, it's gonna get overcharged. The second Oracle just popped, I think. So there should be 2 Oracles now, and Classic is gonna be fine here against this amount of links. Should not be able to cancel that base. Oracle's coming in now. I'm gonna snipe some drones. The Spore was not in time here. But that means that the space might be exposed. Actually a very nice position for those adepts. And a third Oracle instantly joining in. And now you know why these Stargates are kind of close to the third position of the Protoss. Because they can immediately come in and defend those. If the Link Flood is there. After popping from that Stargate, they'll instantly go over and just turn on the beam and just like throw down the pain. A green pain. Oh, he's shooting at his own creep tumor. So he killed that one by accident. He was trying to hit an Oracle, and he was waiting on. He was kind of building on the fact that these queens were coming over and trying to hit that Oracle as a flank, but they were hitting the creep tumor. That's a big mistake. So he was not able to get any of those. They just get a couple drones, get out again. That was very unfortunate. And at the same time, we do have another Templar Archive blink this time, so it's not going to be charged. It's a little bit of a different route how Classic is going to do this. We see the queens just walk across the map, and a couple of roaches and a few links, and well, if Classic does not deal with this correctly, he could lose a lot here. He could lose the third base, but he's gonna throw down some static D immediately, but this is more of a fake because there's no more units behind this. There was an opportunity though for Reyna. He could have just walked across because this rush distance is so short. I mean, look at this, the creep is almost already over at the base and he was not really aggressively spreading this. And there is the evolution chamber with that +1 coming in. There's the hatchery on the 4th base, and there is the spire. Reyna trying to go a little bit into a muta composition maybe, but we do see this time there is a blink stalker action, and Reyna did just see that as well. 4th base already being set up here for Classic as well. Very fast on that trigger. He's gonna clear some creeps, gonna clear some overlords. Links are gonna try to find an angle, but oh god, Classic doesn't have... he doesn't make Storm. He's stacking Templars, he's stacking energy, excuse me, but he has no Storm researched. And he's not doing that right now, so he needs to fix that. I hope he notices that soon. We do have the Baneling Nest on the way here. 8 mutas, but as I said, there's Blink Stalkers, they already have +1. There's no +2, by the way. Oh, there we go. Classic forgetting some of those upgrades. 13 meters, so very big commitment there to the mutalist style. The +1 is actually gonna be quite late as well for the Zerglings, so going into Roach speed as well. Not sure. Again, it feels like he's doing a lot of things. a lot of investments which need to kind of pay off yet, and well, the Phoenix is not gonna find the Mutas, but he sees the Baneling Nest. He sees the Baneling Nest, he sees the other base. The Mutas are gonna come in unscouted. There is a potential recall though on this base. The cannon is gonna get killed off, and there's the recall. Reina is gonna kill a couple stalkers, which is nice. But then he's gonna go out. 5 probes, not as much as you hope for in a situation like this. Now, that's a big flock of mutas. We still have 15 mutas. But he needs to find an opening. This base is... it's not that fortified right now. Oh, there was an entrance. He could have actually committed with the mutas on top of this, I feel like, and just go in with the lings. Those are +1 lings at this point, so they actually pack punch. And we do see +2 on the way. I hope he does not forget Adrenal this game. The Hive is also on the way. Mutas are gonna swoop in here again, but the double cannon has been placed to try and defend this position. Another photon cannon is gonna come down. Should probably warp in a shield battery as well. Would love to see one there. Baneling speed is completed now, and +2 is halfway done. Now there's the second Stargate, and he's gonna start to pump out some Phoenixes, because this is a big muta flock, and he is simply not able to deal with them right now. There's no more, they have no more mutas been added, so it's been only roaches and banelings and lings behind this. But you want to actually delay that, like you want to keep the mutas alive a little bit longer. That's a nice sniper on Oracle. Classic was sleeping there a little bit. There's a sentry behind this, by the way. That's a nice hiding spot here. Just waiting on those 4 banelings. Does not see anything with this stasis trap, unfortunately, here. And there is the fleet bacon, to bake some fleets. Man, look at that static D, it's crazy. Such a tower defense player. Now, can he corner the mutas with these phoenixes? Might actually work here. He's gonna get 2 mutas before they can actually do anything. And yeah, Banes are trying to come in here. He actually does get a connection that does kill 1 probe. It does kill 1 probe, and he does get Adrenal this game. Yeah. Yeah. And a gold base. Ooh, and Classic also a gold base. Ooh, okay. This gold base has 8 patches, by the way. It's a very strong gold base. And there's the Ultraless Cavern as well, again. The Spire, of course, is done, but no Greater Spire yet. Banelings and Lings trying to move in here into the natural. At the same time, a big engage over on the left side, but so much Storm is gonna deal with all of that Zerg. And inside the main is nice, but he's not really killing that much. Phoenixes are here to lift up everything. And they will clean house here with a couple of zealots on the ground. Now 80 links in production here. +3, +1 on 3 melee, +1 on carapace is halfway done already. And chitinous plating on the way. On the Protoss side, we do see +3 weapons, +2 plasma shields. Again, kind of playing the same style, man. Massive storms on that low HP army here. And running then into Archons afterwards is not going to do any better. This game, definitely the efficiency has been off the roof here for Classic, I want to say. He does get Phoenix range, which is also going to benefit him in Corruptor Wars later on. And yeah, look at that. Doubling the efficiency here. But this game as well, the mining has not really been disturbed that much. If we take a look at the income advantages, actually Reina with a income advantage at this point here. But yeah, Classic has a bunch of workers, 83 workers. It just was, Reina had that gold base a little bit earlier online. Now Classic is gonna catch up in that income. And yeah, we'll be competitive again there. And there's the Phoenixes. And as you can see, Phoenixes are gonna have a nice time against the Corruptors here. Because in this small of an amount, the Corruptors will not be able to counter the Phoenixes. He doesn't really care about the Phoenixes, really. That's so funny. He's just gonna let them shoot those down. If you can reduce the Corruptor count already, though, it's gonna be nice, because that's basically what he wants against his against the Mothership and stuff, right? So now the Phoenixes are gonna fall here, and the snowball is gonna happen in favor of the Zerg player.
Right there, excuse the pause, and we will immediately get back into game here. There we go. Reina tried an attack on the top left, but that didn't work. Too much static D up there. He needs some caster support. Blinding Clouds, or some Infestors actually. Infestors with the Shroud can actually be insanely efficient against cannons. Santa Mapu, yes, Mr. Gling. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Today is Santa, the Christmas special version. But Classic's efficiency is still just too good. 10k resources in the lead. Insane value. Only lost 60 units. We can still count those on one hand, basically. This boy's gonna push back that Warp Prism and will get relocated to even keep it away a little bit further. Queens are gonna come in for the reinforced. There we see the Shroud. He's gonna run in some Banes into the static D. There's gonna be a recall. I wonder what's gonna come. A bunch of Zealots now. One Stalker and a few... Ooh, so he does get rid of the Pylons. Classic immediately gonna remake those. And Broodlords on the way. Great Aspire is done. Making some upgrades. I want to see that Shroud. The Infestors with the Shroud. And then push into that top right and this position at the same time. There's so many cannons, but this is a really good, like, Ultralisks with this against cannons. They're basically immortal. You remember the old shields from the Immortals? When they could literally only take like 10 damage per hit? It's even worse than that. It's even worse than that. Like, the Ultralisks, they will never die. Against cannons. Then you need something else. You need like Immortals shooting at those. But there we go. Broodlord's attacking. He's just going for a temper advantage right now. Tempers are not ready yet. Broodlord's coming in. The transition catching Classic a little bit off guard here. On the right side, he's gonna hit with Broodlords and some Ultralisks on the left side. His army got pushed back. Classic is gonna reinforce the left side here. Try to come in with more units there and try to snipe some bases here from Reina. A bunch of Stalkers does get split off into the main base. Can he snipe some crucial tech? Maybe the Greater Spire just before the +1 does finish. Oh no! +1 is gonna complete, but he does get the Greater Spire. Instantly a double Spire being thrown down here for Reina. He's trying to snipe the Ultralisk Cavern, but that should survive. Oh my god, he's making another one over here. The Ultralisk Cavern is gonna survive. He's probably gonna keep the other one. Now Phoenixes are trying to kill the one Infestor, but that's gonna get transfused. This is not gonna happen. And the Copper Corrupt is coming in. Last Phoenixes are gonna get killed. The Broodlords are still alive. They did kill this base, but the base over here did stay alive. So in the end, and Reina lost one base. So in the end, both players traded the base for base. It feels like though the investment from Classic is way bigger since he lost 18 cannons already. So if you take a look now at the resources lost, it is not 10k anymore. It's still not great, but it is not as bad anymore. We're kind of getting somewhere here as Reina, and the Broodlords of course are gonna be very helpful in that situation. Come in, he's gonna try to go for another deny. The Protoss army is invisible, it's coming in though. A Fungal is gonna turn off that invisibility. I wish one Infestor would be with this group here to get that Shroud and run in. So he wouldn't even lose an Ultralisk here, but he will kill the north base. There was a bunch of drones working as well. The army fight in the south, though, is kind of going very south here for Reina, and he might even lose the whole position. Does he have Neural on those Infestors? Let's have a quick look. Oh god, where are you guys going? Yes, he does have... there's only 2 Infestors left, so... that's not going to be enough. There's more Tempest than Infestors. He's going to throw down a Fungal, because why not? What else can he do? He's going to cancel all of the units here. He will lose... try to run the probes a little bit and will lose them. One Neural. He's going to Neural a High Templar and do some feedback. That was probably one of the cutest moves he could have done. Immediately morphing into Archons here for Classic. And he will kill all of the drones as well. So it's going to be a lot of economy traded for a lot of economy traded. And yeah, as I said, one Infestor with this group, they would be still 5 Ultralisks over here. Reigning terror. And
We do see a big base trade situation here right now. Who is gonna come on top of this? It feels like the caster or the unit strength kind of goes in favor of Classic here right now. He does have still some high tempers. They're gonna get sniped by a Ling. Almost. Didn't work out there for the Ling in the end. But it feels like just Ultralisks might not be enough here. Maybe though, maybe they are enough. Maybe I spoke too soon. Not enough Immortals, not enough Tempest. And Tempest though, you can't really do anything. I guess they tickle the Ultralisks. They don't really deal that much damage. It's more about the Immortals here. But they need some more beef on the ground to keep themselves safe. Now, the Ultralisks are just gonna kill everything on the ground, but the air is still standing strong. It's still going inside here, the base of Reyna, and Reyna is completely dry on money. He lost a bunch of economy as well. Well, kind of the same goes for Classic, but both players are really not producing that much. We see 3 carriers in production for Classic. That's a big investment though. Loses an Infestor. That's so much money right now. Reyna just can simply not afford that. And why is that? Because he was trading so bad until this point. He's grossly oversaturated on this base. This is like the last of his mining. He has 1 geyser over here. He has a little bit of gas left over here, 50 gas. He has like no gas. He has no money. In Classic, kind of the same. He has 2 probes mining over here, then he has like a double gas working over, which is like 80 gas combined. Both players are so freaking dry on resources. It's insane. Now, an Oracle is still in the mix here. Reyna's gonna try to trade in here. I'm not sure about that one. Storm is gonna be your friend here for Classic. Ling is gonna kill that last geyser of Classic in the north, and maybe Reyna's gonna take that one. This base is mining out here instantly in a second, but there we go. 1 base up and running again here for Classic. Reyna, is he gonna retake the south? I don't think so. He's making a base in the north here. And that might be a very good move. Because it seems like Classic is just not finding that one. So he will send a couple zealots to try to harass the drones, but those are not expandable anymore. He doesn't have the money, but he actually is Classic with a big army. I feel like these 3 carriers and the 2 immortals he has right now, or 4 immortals, that's the bank. He was trading more efficiently, and he's making actually more carriers and more immortals. Just carrier immortal right now. Well, it's very strong units. If you can amass them, it's very strong units. Look at the upgrades, by the way. 2, 3, 3 for the immortals on the ground. It's insane. They're almost maxed on upgrades. There's the last little bit of mining going from this base. We still have a couple over here. But yeah, Classic is just fully saturating his last base. And he will go ahead and try to take the gold, I assume, in the south here. Meanwhile, Reyna also trying to taking the south base here. He might take this base in the north as well. Just because Classic is not there. And he already has this gold base mining. That's very nice. He needs to saturate those gases immediately as well. Should have already made those. Does have 44 drones. So there is still some wiggle room to remake some drones. He's actually going to make a couple here. And he's going to start those geysers. That's what I want to see, boy. Now Link's getting trapped in a stasis here. That's something you kind of wrote off because you're not calculating with those oracles because you killed all of them, but there was 1 remade to try and keep those attacks up on the army to get the Tempest shooting. Now we do see 1 Viper on the way here. It feels like the army is just raising in quality a little bit too much for Classic. It's just scaling a little bit too big. Look at his power spike again. 5 carriers, 4 Tempests, 5 Archons, 8 Immortals. There's no way 5 Ultralisks can stand up to 8 Immortals. They're not even fully healed. And there's not enough Queen energy to really do that anymore. He doesn't really have the Queens. Oh wait, does he have the Queens? He has 3 Queens, he has 4 Queens. He's starting to heal them up, but yeah, it's so difficult. Corruptors, 13 Corruptors with +1 against +2 air and +3 plasma shields. His ground upgrades are quite nice. 3-2, kind of the same as Classic, of course, except for the plasma shields. But I'm not sure. The army quality is just a little bit too high. And Classic is gonna retake this space here, so both players might just mine next to each other. There's no infestors with any of Reyna's army. He is saturating these geysers, but I feel like he needs something more. I'm gonna You actually kill a lot here on the base, but mostly the static defense. Now the Lynx are gonna evacuate again. One extra extractor on the way here for Reina, and Classic is about to max out. He's gonna probably make some more buildings. His army is looking very powerful. 140 supply on army. He's just roaming his side of the map, kind of controlling what he can right now. If he can keep control over this area in the bottom right and can get back this base here in the top, that's kind of all he needs, I feel like, with his efficiency. Take again a look at the resource loss. It's back to a 10k gap. It's not like it was doubling earlier, but it's still like a 25% ish, maybe a little bit less, maybe 20% ish thing of a gap. So still a very nice advantage here. That basically means that Classic needs to mine 20% less of the map and still will win the resource war. Now I like the addition of the infestors, but it's just not enough. He needs way more than 3 or 4. We need to see a bunch of infestors. I want to see like 8 or 10 infestors with this army. He needs less links, more infestors basically, because it's not gonna cut it. He needs to kind of get rid of these 12 freaking immortals. It's insane. And you also need to get rid of the 5 carriers. It feels like an impossible task here for Reina to kill this army. Like, you need 2 armies as a Zerg to kill this one Protoss army. But he doesn't have that. He doesn't have the bank. He only has some minerals, no gas. And I feel like even with that gold base in the top, the Remax is just a little bit too strong from Classic. But we will need to wait and see. Now there's Zealots finally starting to clear this top base. The links are gonna go into the north. That might actually be a big issue. Nice feedback drop here on top of the infestors. There's no way for the infestors to get back their energy. It's gonna kill one even with a storm there as well. And Classic is bombarding him with feedbacks. That's kind of crazy. Feedback bombing. I'm just gonna call it like that. So he will poke out this base and he will kill some drones. That's actually quite impactful. And he will corner half of the army. Now Reina has to commit. He kind of put himself into a corner and he does not have a good position. He has some overseers, but yeah, it's just not enough. Classic's army was too strong. The engagement was forced. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to break the illusion. The engagement was forced by Classic, and Reina kind of run himself into that corner in the south. And yeah, that just didn't work out for him. So he kind of got stuck there. Very well done by Classic. Taking a one on the board there. Up 2-0 in this best of 7 here. Very nice indeed. You can't deny that this is the best Christmas music. Ho ho ho. Thank you for the follow, by the way. The beard isn't real? Oh, what? Of course it is. You can see that it's real. Right? Of course it is real. What are you talking about? It's as real as my shoes. Okay. Let's get into the next game. In the top left, it is Reina. In the bottom right, it is Classic. Okay, so we got that out of the way. The map is Botanical. That's a very huge map again. It's kind of choky, but it is also really, really far to attack positions. So if Reina can get a really big kind of setup going, if we see a game like the last one, right, a really big setup going and good creep spread out there, it's almost gonna be impossible for Classic to deny that. And like Zealots run by and stuff, yeah, cool, but they actually walk a long time before they hit something on this map. So the defender's advantage, quote unquote, It's actually quite powerful. Hey, there's like birds flying in this. That's cool. It's so cute. I didn't know. There's birds flying inside those. Of course, I knew about the city here. We have down here. It's a Terran map, basically, right? It's on top of a Terran building. There might be people inside. If you think about that, the Terran race is really, really powerful, isn't it? Oh, it's actually like a space platform. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a space platform, confirmed. It's floating. It's basically floating. Alright, we got that. But that's like maybe even worse, right? There's no windows in this. Okay, is there? Let's see. No, it's just like a space platform, but it feels like you can kind of penetrate this, can't you? It's insane, man. These indestructible plates, they're so powerful. Like, you cannot kill the terrain. So, Stargate Adept, of course, is the opening here for Classic, playing it very safe and standard again. Reina with the third base, of course, as well. Gonna be thrown down in a moment before the Adept is gonna show up. Try to deny this, but yeah, look at the distance, it's just way too far. We will check, hey, where is your third? Is it over here? No. Is it over there? By the way, let me also see your drones. Oh, I only see one and a couple over there. Oh, it is here. I found it. Thank you. So let me again check your drones with the scout. It's gonna count the drones next, most likely. Yeah, you see, so that's more than 8. We should be fine. And that's exactly the case. It is 12 drones indeed, and it is more on the way. So now Classic can go very rest assured in his macro game, macro style. He's gonna commit now. He's not gonna do that. He's just gonna walk home with the Adepts, gonna use them defensively, and will take his third base. Now it's interesting that Reina took the low ground third, this one. And Classic, of course, is gonna go for the high ground third. So he will have a ramp to work with, or a couple of ramps to try and defend his base. It's a little bit more choked up in this area, for example. You can have like one entrance. This one is pretty much 3 entryways, however you want to look at it. But it is, of course, a more compact setup for Oracle defense, for example. You can shoot from the high ground here and from the low ground if an Oracle wants to move that way, for example. There they come, the Oracles. It's gonna try to intercept those rallying drones, but we'll have to commit in. It's gonna kill 2, it's gonna go out. Of course, Reina targeting the low health Oracle there. And a Roach Warren on the way. Bling on the way for Classic, no Forge yet. So he's delaying the Forge for some extra units, it seems. Double Oracle coming in again. He's gonna find some rallying drones, but he's not gonna go for it, so he throws down a Stasis Trap. Which is not gonna catch any drones. I'm not really sure if I like the traps. I mean, you get a little bit of a mining time delay there. Because you need to pull the drones, of course. It doesn't feel like that's such a big deal, though. I'm not sure. I always like killing drones. Now Forge is about to finish up here, so we're gonna start to see some cannons being thrown down as well. Templar Archives is gonna get started. This progression feels a little bit slow for Classic, but he actually has a very, very good work account. Now, Infestation Pit on the way and Hydralisk then. This could be a lurker game from Reyna this time. Going into that Hydra then and the Infestation Pit immediately with that. We try to snipe down this base. It might actually work if you can get a good stasis trap. That's indeed gonna happen. The Adepts are gonna shade away. They're gonna try to get recalled. He's trying to save those. He does get saved too, and he will kill the base. He did complete Blink. Now he has to run away with these Stalkers. I think he might have lost an Oracle. Yeah. Wow, this was an amazing aggression here from Classic. Ooh, very efficient. You love to see it. And we see 2 more bases here. For Reyna remaking this one. Creep is gonna... Sorry, the Queen is gonna make some creep there. Overlord is gonna get finally sniped. Or will it? There we go. Charge on the way, Storm on the way. This time we will have Storm here for Classic, not like the last game where we forgot it for a while. Didn't matter in the end though. And Lurker then is gonna finish up soon here with that Hive also. Finishing up, 4th base is established. 5th base is about to be finished up here in a moment. And yeah, Classic is just trying to take his 4th, but the growth is a little bit slower this game here for Classic. As you can see, last time we were kind of on the same power, you know, power by power, whatever you want to say. Oh, we'll lose both! Ah, okay, he loses 1. But last game it was kind of the same timing, both players going up to 4 bases together, hand in hand. And this game, well, Reyna is gonna have his 5th finished, and the one from Classic is not even, the 4th isn't even done, so... It feels like this time Reyna's growth is just a little bit stronger than Classic's, and that might be due to the map, just because how long the distances are on this map. Rocks are gonna get taken down here. And Reyna posturing for some aggression. He has a bunch of lurkers already with this. He doesn't have really any lurker upgrades yet, but maybe you can find something. He has a bunch of links on the right and a smaller army here on the left. He's gonna try to bait out those storms, so he does get rid of the storms. He does not move anything with the right Ling army yet. He could go for a flank, but there's actually a lot of units which are not defending this place. Now he's gonna try to intercept this reinforce, but well, he does get a couple of storms baited out, but the Lings also need to run away, of course, being very low on HP. And making them kind of unable to fight any static D at this point. Now blinking on top of lurkers, I'm not sure if that's the trait you're looking for. He still has those... He has those links on the side here, but they get easily fended off by a storm. And in the end, ultimately, the base does get defended. Oh, that's a little bit too of an aggressive blink in my opinion. He needs to keep on trading there because he committed to the fight, but that was not a good trade for him. Losing a bunch of extra units there. Trying to chase down like 2 Hydras and then 5 to reinforce, so very unfortunately. Storm of Force feels a bit better. I don't know, I don't think so. I mean, they are zoning too, but... And they deal damage, but they don't prevent you from just walking through, right? So, not sure. That's definitely different. It's not like the force field is a map maker tool, basically. And if you have an Archon, you can just like delete the map making process again. Or an Ultralisk. There we go. Reyna again coming here from the same angle, has kind of the same idea. The links on the right flank and the Lurker and Hydra push on the left. Can he this time get a better trade? Oh my god, those Templars are in Lurker spine range. Ooh, and this time the links come in at the correct moment. No more storms to intercept those. He's gonna completely finish off this army. This is looking amazing here. He will get rid of the space. All of this full probe line is kind of stuck here. He has a recall, but he's not using it right now. He doesn't really have any units, so 20 army supply, that's not gonna help you. Killing off so many units here from Reyna. Maybe Classic is just having a moment in this game. It's just like, alright man, take a deep breath. Where did it go wrong? It's already thinking about the next game. Because this is unwinnable. GG, Reyna is gonna take the W there. And we will
be back. So Reina takes a 1-2 score here. GG. And we will go into game number 4 in a moment. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. See, I know it's a little bit early, but excuse me. It's tomorrow over here, so... Happy holidays. I just can't stream tomorrow, so... That's why we have the Christmas edition today. Alright, next map is gonna be Magnetic North. Yes, that's gonna be the next one. Let's load the game. And this is very itchy. I wonder how Santa does this actually with this weird head and stuff. Like how he doesn't get itchy. Maybe he has just high quality stuff and mine is very low quality stuff, but... Yeah. I guess let's just go into the next map. In the bottom left of Magnetic North it is Reina, and in the top right it is Classic. Of course, still playing for Virtus Pro. A nice pro team. They did have Estrella on their roster like last year, and then they bought in Classic this year. Apparently there was a lot of things not as great for Estrella, so that was a very short-term commitment, unfortunately, on that end. And yeah, for Classic it looks like they really hit the mark. They actually did get, I think, a better spot because of Classic's performance as the second place finisher from EWC. EWC, yeah. That's all the letters. And by the way, guys, I did hit up Alex, you know? And I'm just gonna say what he said to me. And you guys, think for yourself, you know? Let me quickly pull this up here. I'm not gonna show it to you, but I'm gonna read it out because I think that's gonna be fine. But I asked him, hey Alex, hope you're well. Are you still involved with ESL? If yes, is there more than a 0% chance that there will be a SC2 again at the EWCG in 2026? And he said, hi, can't comment on anything EWC, sorry. Alright guys, so are you the hope person or are you the dismiss person? If you're the dismiss person, just go out, find a different stream. Are you the hope person? Well, there you go. Alex saying he cannot comment on anything regarding the EWC. Well, that might mean that the last game, the last spot, will indeed be again this beautiful game made 15 years ago in the studio of Blizzard. We don't know yet. We don't know yet, but I'm kind of smelling it, you know? I'm kind of smelling what they're cooking over there. And it smells like Protoss, it smells like Zerg, and it smells like some Terran sweat. Like, why would he say he cannot comment on anything EWC related if there is no StarCraft, right? Not Terran tears? No, Terran sweat, that's more than enough for me. I can't smell tears, I don't know. Can you smell tears? It's just salt water. Can you smell the ocean? I guess you can. Damn it. Alright, Stargate. Oracle on the way here. Adept is just checking the drone count. Checking if he can find any transferring drones, for example. And that would be a moment where he might commit. But he likes to wait for his second Adept. And yeah, of course, this should not be a finishing shade. He might go in actually with this one. Only 4 links chasing. He sees that no queen in position. A few more links to pop, but they run into the wrong direction. So now he does lose a couple of drones. And there we go. 3 drones already going down. It's still 2 adepts for 3 drones is not the best
But it does definitely disrupt what Reina is doing. This is a weird one though. Like, oh, okay, so Classic tried to move on with the probe, but of course this does get denied, so the Nexus that usually starts at 340, 345 is delayed a little bit, and he just takes a different one, and Reina is not in the right position till now the Oracle comes back. It's gonna sit above this one, the second Oracle is gonna finish up, it's gonna sit here and defend this location. And yeah, Classic does not really get delayed that much. Remember Yumi yesterday in his first game against, I think it might have been the same map here, against Reina. He had his base start at 6 minutes basically. Maybe it was 5 something and it finished around 6:30 or so, I'm not sure, but it was abysmal late. And this one, well, it looks like this should survive here. 3 Adepts might just be enough. Maybe it's not. I don't know why they don't shade in these moments. If you can get like a shade and get behind these mirrors again, you know, sometimes you can just do magic with those. Get a little bit more distance again to the Zerglings. Lair on the way. Roach Warren on the way here. Try to come in again with the Lings. Gonna get fended off. Lings are very low in numbers now. You will see that Roach Warren, and Reina's gonna start to push away these oracles. No 4th base attempt yet. Should see that very soon. He is fully saturated on his 3rd. But he doesn't really have that many units, so he's gonna commit to a bunch of Lings first. And the Adepts are gonna try to shade offensively. It's so funny how the oracles, once they, like, you stack them, and then they start to make the stasis, and they will kind of pop out of the stack. That's actually how it works, see? They will kind of instantly teleport out of the stack. Oh my god, those 2 queens getting caught. It's kind of big, because now the oracles can just sit here. Adepts are gonna find some drones, and the drones kind of need to run a little bit further or fight the Adepts here, because that's gonna be a bunch of them. 5 going down indeed. And yeah, those queens are still in stasis here. Just chilling. They also don't generate energy in that, if you didn't know. Now you do. In stasis they don't generate any energy, so and cooldowns do not reset. I'm pretty sure you knew about that one because of all the PvPs and the stalkers stuck in that stasis, right? And then like they blink in and then they don't have blink when they get out, and they're like in a terrible position. Oh, this was not seen here, I want to say. No, he didn't see the pylon. So yeah, the queens, they do not gain energy while they're stuck there, so that's also a... It does cut into lava production, it does cut into transfuse stacking, it does cut into creep tumors, of course, here. Now, if he loses these queens, again, this might be an issue. He simply is lacking the forces. This map is weirdly small for how big it is, actually. It feels weirdly small. Now Reina's coming back with all of his units, but it might be a little bit too less. He's gonna start to lose some drones in just a moment. The Hydras, there's a bunch spawning over here, a bunch spawning at the other 2 bases. They're kind of split up, and it's just lucky that Classic is not reinforcing this, I wanted to say, but then I see these Stalkers coming from the north here. Still though, drones are actually half decent at fighting Stalkers, so... Because the Stalkers and how slow they shoot and how much they overkill, they're actually not good against low HP targets. But still, in the end, you don't want to fight with drones, you want to mine with drones. And Classic is gonna kill 12 of those, really resetting that economy here for Reina. This is looking terrible again for our Italian star player. Classic is starting charge, he's starting +1, so this was a little bit committed, I want to say. 8 gates, of course. Usually you do see the 6 with the 3 bases and then a commitment to a 4th base. Now Classic is playing this insanely aggression here, saying like, alright, let's actually kill something, you know. And he's in a big lead. He did manage to kill 12 drones. He has a worker advantage right now. He's only sitting at 51 probes, so he's not fully saturated actually on 3 bases, I think. Shouldn't make any sense. No, he doesn't have the geysers, all of them, does he? Oh, now he's at 65 workers. Wait, what happened? Oh, I was looking at the wrong worker count. Okay, I'm sorry. So he is fully saturated on the bases. but it doesn't seem like he's going above that yet. Finally, he's gonna throw down the Templar Archives, he's gonna throw down the 4th Nexus. He saw he made enough damage, but not enough to close out the game. He cannot overwhelm, he cannot snowball here right now. There's too many Hydras already sitting nice and ready here. No upgrades though on the Hydras. They are just getting their speed upgrade. I think they might have the range already, yeah. But there's no missile attacks coming in, there's no armor coming in, there's no melee coming in for the Zerglings, and Classic's army is gonna get a little bit more quality in a moment here with that ground weapons finishing up, and that's gonna be so powerful, especially for the Zealots. They're gonna two-shot the Lynx now, they're gonna completely rip apart this hatchery. Oh my god, that's dying so fast. Whoop. And it's gone. There was so many Zealots. Insane. If he joins his army, he might just overwhelm this. This is a funny location, kind of. And Classic is considering a flank here. He will come in with the Stalkers in the north, and the Hydras. No, he's actually not gonna flanking. He's just gonna join the armies here. Man, he has so many Zealots. It's 22 Zealots against 25 Hydras and 20 Stalkers. There's more Zealots than Lynx. There you go. Instantly GGing out. Classic is gonna take the 3rd map in this best of 7. That means that he only needs 1 map to win the series. And Reina has a very tough road to climb here to come back. Alrighty then. Authentication. Okay, next map is gonna be Winter Madness. Or my beard is growing in a weird location here right now. Next map will be Winter Madness. Reina has a very tough road ahead of him. This best of 7 series. Classic is up 3-1. At least he has a point on the board, Reina that is, but I mean it is a very small point, it is only 1. Alright, no further delay, let's hop into the next map here. In the bottom right, we do have the Zerg player who needs to make it happen. And then the top left, we do have Classic, who's just fine, he's cruising. He's looking good. He went very aggressive in the last game, kind of a hero-esque style, and mixing it up a little bit there in the series. The other games, he basically just played macro games. In the 3rd game, which Reina won, that was just a little bit too much. Growth speed, not enough pressure there from Classic, so he went into a very pressure-oriented style in that follow-up map, and that worked out. So let's see what he's gonna do this game. Maybe he's just gonna do another aggression style, because he only needs 1 more map win, or he will just fall back to his standard style. We'll have to wait and see. Reina, by the way, has not cheesed once in this series yet. Not really tried to be the aggressor himself, outside of harassment, of course. There's the Nexus coming down here. I kind of love how tidy these Protoss build orders are, right? And there's the pylon, then there's the gateway, then there's the Nexus, the cybernetics core, the next pylon. You get, of course, your simulators in between. And then you get your Stargate, and then you get all the nice things. You get the Adept, you get the Research, you get your Oracle, you get the... You know, there's so many... It's so tidy and clean. It feels so easy to execute. And Zerg, everything's kind of slimy here. But there's not much to build, right? You're kind of just timing oriented on Zerg, and it's about your drone count, it's about your lava, it's about the timings on your injects, your macro mechanics. It's like if you mess those up, you're behind. So it's more about your actually execution there. And yeah, it doesn't look as tidy. There's like more timing errors you can hit with Zerg than with the Protoss in just build orders. It feels like, at least. Like, if you miss this queen injection, hey, wow. And this queen injection, hey, wow. It's not great, like, even by 5 seconds. That's a big delay. If you miss that pylon by 5 seconds, it's not nice, but it's not that terrible. Because the injects, they are like extra production facilities, kind of, right? And extra production facilities means extra drones, and that means extra income and extra growth. So, like, Zerg is so dependent on that macro mechanic, it's insane. At least that's how every Zerg plays it. I mean, you can still just make 7 hatcheries and no queens. It doesn't make that much sense because queens and how good they are, they can defend against air, they can inject, they can push creep, they can transfuse. He's gonna count the drones there, see there's enough. So there's no all-in. It's like, basically, if there is 8 drones, you want to look for that. If there is 8 drones or less, that's when you know you're getting all-in. If there's more than 8 drones, the chances are unlikely. But that's sometimes when you have like the GigaChat brain people, and they will transfer some drones from the main into the natural to make it seem that, or like actually make it happen that there's more than 8 drones. Yo, CN SE2, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you very much. Now, Forged Twilight on the way here for our Protoss player, of course, is tagging these links with the oracles quite literally, not with the actual ability. And he will defend with these adepts over here. I mean, it's just gonna scout around if you can find any entrance for damage, but no potential over there. Classic is very tight in those defensive setups. We should see a lair, and there it is. Oh wow, Nostra Mapu. Gonna try to come in here with the oracles again. Nice target fire though on that one herd oracle, so immediately is gonna get away here. Turn around. We see a Roach Warren. And we'll still have to wait and see what Classic wants to do there. He's gonna throw down his charge, so this could be a charge on... Oh, I think this is what he played in the first game on Persephone. So he's gonna go up to 2 more gates, then he's gonna throw down the Templar Archives, and then he should throw down at least 1 more gate. I wanna say it might be 2 additional gates even. Yeah, he should be going up to 6 gates. So he's at 2 gates right now, he's making 2 right now, and he should make 2 more very, very soon here. He's going into that Warp Prism, and then he's gonna warp in the double Archon, he's gonna warp in a bunch of Zealots, and he's gonna try to kill something. That's what we're gonna see in a moment. There's 1 more gate, and 2 more gates. Actually 3 more gates, so a little bit more commitment. He might even throw down 1 additional more. So he's gonna go into 8 gates here with this. That's gonna be quite the commitment. Still gonna take the geysers, he's still gonna saturate those. Of course you can make the Archons, which are quite gas intensive. And yeah, Zealot Archon is like a budget combination, right? You have basically minerals, you just hit the Zealot key, and gas you just hit the Templar key. Then you just morph them into Archons. Now the Adept is actually standing in the correct position here. So no slippery links can get by. The Oracles are gonna kill some drones over here. And oh, this could be a nice stasis trap, but it seems like Reyna is on top of this. Those Oracles are starting to get very low though. And one might get killed here. Oh yes, Classic not looking, not standing in the correct position here. But is it gonna matter? This 8-gate attack, it's starting. The Warp Prism is here. Not having the second Oracle though in this attack is a little bit hurtful for Classic here. But he's gonna kill the Queens, so no defense against the Warp Prism. Another Warp in here, quite uncontested. And that instant reinforce is gonna be so powerful. There's already +1 done on these Protoss units. But they're starting to plow through these roaches. This Reyna, did he just kind of underestimate the power of this potential push here? There was no 4th base coming up, so he kind of needed to get a read on this. And Man, this is gonna be some damage here in the Drumlon very soon. These roaches are starting to fall apart. Archons are still standing strong. As I say, that one does get picked off. But the other one, he's like in the natural. He pushed all the way from the 4th into the natural, and we are starting to see some drone damage now. Most of the queens have been killed off. One more queen is gonna get ganked on by these zealots, and the +1 is just a little bit strong. Wow, that regen, the 1 HP queen will survive. That's literally a regen. So he flies into the spore crawler, loses the war prism. He will defend, but not before losing 14 drones and so many roaches. Let's have a look at how many roaches. 36. That's a number you can max out on. Wow. And 5 queens. This was a beautiful fight here from Classic. Behind that, he throws down his additional Nexus, he throws down Storm, he throws down all the things he needs. He's just gonna poke away at the roaches, he's even gonna kill one with that Oracle. And Reina says like, alright man, I lost so much. Let's go ahead and get some aggression across the map, because I made so many effing units. And he will have a German taxi here to pick up his queens. He's not gonna do that. And he will try to make a creep entrance, I guess, for his roaches. I don't think he does have roach speed. Oh, he actually does have roach speed. So this is gonna be, of course, for the queen transfuses. He notices the overlord, the dropper lord. It's like, where are the queens? And yeah, they just walked. So he's gonna utilize the dropper lord and just drop something into the natural, trying to commit up the ramp, but Storm's already done here. A bunch of High Templars are stacked up on energy. So there's plenty enough to keep that ramp safe. He's gonna bring 8 Stalkers here for the defense and the natural, and no entry point allowed here for the Zerg player. So Reina is gonna GG. Classic will take that game. Yeah, thanks so much for the follow. And yeah, very nice for him. He will take the best of 7 series and prevail. Yo, thank you so much for the sub, man. Happy holidays. Sublime SC. Thank you so much. A little bit of a heart from Santa-san. Santa-san. There you go. Righty. Also, we are gonna jump into another series, and this next one is gonna be... Again, it's gonna be a Zerg, and it's gonna be again Reina, but it will be a Terran. And it's a matchup we all love to see, because it is the Terran named Maru. Maru against Reina, it's a traditional matchup at this point. It's a nice rivalry those two have, and they always make amazing games. Let's hope this series is also gonna be great. They do have... It's a best of 7, I'm pretty sure, so quickly check. Ho 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 ho. Yes, it's a best of 7. The first map is gonna be Persephone. Reina against Maru. Still the best Christmas music. Alright, ready to hop into game. There you go, in the north, in this best of 7. It is the Zerg player Reina. In the south, or should I say on the other side of the map with his proxy SCVs, it is Maru playing for proxy SCVs, proxy barracks. It is Maru playing for Team Vitality, and he's gonna 3 racks probably. You see a 3rd point moving. So yeah, 3 barracks. If you ever wondered how this does work, well, you just send 3 SCVs across the map, while you only create 1 at home. I guess he creates 3. And then you just make barracks. You make a depot at home, because you need the depot, of course, to make barracks. Remember when you didn't need a depot to make barracks? Yes, that was in Wings of Liberty, actually. There was a time where you could just make barracks. We needed, like, no. You could just make literally a barracks and just go. On 6 workers, of course, at that time. So let's see if he can make something happen with this. I don't think he will be able to utilize this healing shrine in any kind of way with this aggression, but this can be very tough if you don't know that it's coming. But this, yeah, might just be a very short game. We'll have to wait and see. 3rex is quite committed. There is no gas behind this, of course. There's no real follow-up for the Terran player. He's going to have a orbital command and maybe a wall. Maybe he's going to have eventually some gas. But first, we need to see that commitment here with the Marines, with the bunkers. And the Overlord, it is kind of looking for a little bit of proxy shenanigans, but it just misses this. He's the first Marine now. Now he knows what's up. It's gonna bring a lot of drones. We do leave 6, 7 to keep mining. And instantly gonna make a spine crawler. And yeah, let's see if Maru can execute this correctly here and win this game, or if Reina is just gonna pull off the defense. He pulled a few more workers actually. He's gonna lose the first drone, but if he can get a surround on those Marines, he does not kill anything yet. Okay, so he killed the SCV that was making the bunker. He loses 3, 4 drones, 5 drones are falling. Oh my god, this is a little bit too much damage already. 6 drones. It's so many workers. Remember, the Terran, like, minus these 2 SCVs, he still has 16 at home working. And he has mule. A mule. It's not mules, it is a mule. He has only 1 orbiter. We always say Terrans have mules. He literally has 1. So now he's trying to come in. Again, he pulled some SCVs. Can he make this work, man? He has so many Marines behind this. So much firepower. Reina was trying to re-establish his economy, but maybe he's just losing too much. Oh, no transfuse there. For the spine, it's gonna fall. He needed a second spine crawler with this defense. Maru is plowing through. He will kill the queen. He will kill everything. GG. A 3-minute game. That's what we wanted to see between these two, of course. Sometimes you need these kind of games, because they set up for a good series, you know? That's the introduction to these players. He just showed you some execution and some executional errors. But I guess Reina was a little bit too sure that Maru would not pull SCVs. He kind of needed an Overlord in position to see the entrance of the Terran base. So he knows when SCVs are gonna come out, and then he could have thrown down a second spine crawler. Maybe that finishes up. Of course you want to be cutting edge there and not overcommit to the defense, because if you make too many defensive structures, for example, then Maru can just go back and have the lead and basically kill you with the stim timing later. Yeah, but it feels like he just did not have the correct information which was necessary to play the game. And maybe he pulled them too many drones. Of course he lost a bunch of them already in that first engagement, with the 6 drones I think falling in the first fight, so that looked quite terrible already. Okay. But yeah, good for Maru. He made that work. Of course not the first engagement, but that second, the SCV pull, was quite nice indeed. And very worthwhile. Let's hop into the second map here. And it's gonna be Evil Heart. So, do we see another 3-racks? Maru, of course, up 1-0 in this best of 7. Reina's gonna do something fishy. He's gonna send a drone across the map. Oh no. So, Maru is just opening up normally. No 3-racks, but this is gonna be a proxy hatchery inside the natural of Maru. Look at how fast this drone is. It could have mined like 1 trip more. Okay, so now we need to see a pool. We need to see a geyser. We want to, of course, go for speed with this. Or he's just gonna throw down a 3rd hatchery before his pool. I'm gonna go into the gas and then he'll go into the pool. Alright, there we go. It's basically a normal build order for Zerg, except the position of the hatchery is different. So it's just positioned in the front. He's gonna make the queen at the normal time. He's gonna make the lynx at the normal time, but not the drones. The drones are gonna be kind of different, at least once the hatchery finishes. Now Maru is gonna scout this, and what he's gonna do is gonna try to bunker rush this. Not sure if I like this choice. He's gonna instantly set up the second depot to wall this in. You can throw down a second barracks. He's not throwing down a command center. He's this is 100 and this is 100 minerals. He had 400 minerals. He could have thrown down the command center over here and make a wall with that. And then just go into gas, an additional gas, and go into a faster factory. But he's choosing the bunker to try and kill this faster maybe, or disrupt whatever Reina is doing down here. Now I don't like the SCV not hitting the hatchery. There's nothing that does prevent you right now, and any point of damage is gonna count in a situation like this. Definitely a little bit of a mistake, even though you say, hey, what the F, man, it's just an SCV, it still does deal damage. It's 5 damage at 1.07 second. Of course, hatcheries do have 1 armor, but that's still 4 damage every hit. And the Reaper, and the Marine, they don't deal that much more right now. See, the Reaper, 2 attacks, 4 damage, so that's 8 damage, but reduced by armor twice, so that's 6 damage. That's not much more than... Like, these SCVs, they should have been working on this. It would have probably been like that at this point. But now they're just trying to defend this bunker here, trying to repair this, but only 2 SCVs that might be bustable here for Reina. In the end though, what is Reina gonna do here? The Reaper's gonna try to move out here, try to bounce the queen. He's gonna go back into the bunker. He will heal inside the bunker. If you didn't know, now you do. He should heal in the bunker. Pretty sure, yeah, see? So now he's orange. And now he jumps back. And Maru is gonna evacuate the low ground before the bust comes in. So that was a very nice timing, and he did deal... See, like, if the SCVs would have been working on this, that might have actually been dead. It might have been dead, it might have been insanely close. He's gonna go into a cyclone, that should keep him safe. At least that's what we expect. He's going into a medevac, that's gonna help him get some aggressive potential out on the map. And he will go into a second barracks and a reactor to start up his production. But this is a 2-base play now. Oh, he did not make a tank after this, so he will instantly try to get that... A what? Is he gonna go into Banshees? What's going on over here? I was thinking into Stim, but seems like he wants to float over the starboard with a position like this. I guess not. I guess I was right. Now the Cyclone locking on onto the hatchery, but does not get a kill. Is he gonna get a kill on the queen? Also no. But this with a medevac, of course, is very micro build, so he should be able to get the cleanup here on this base. But this is such a huge delay behind this. Reina is just expanding. He's making bases, he's making drones. He does not make tech, so he only has links, and that's the advantage from Maru. He has an engineering base, he's getting +1, he's getting stim right now. He's getting a Raven, of course, to clean the creep without any scan commitment. That's gonna be quite nice. And there's the first evolution chamber here for Reina. There's no gas unit involved right now. The only gas that he has currently used is basically for the plus speed here on the links. And I don't think he even has a layer yet. Not even started yet. He has the money for it. Should probably throw it down very soon here. Might commit to the armor first. Pretty sure we're gonna see armor here from that one. Oh, he needs to pick that Cyclone up. Was a little bit slow to the pickup. So the Cyclone takes a lot of damage. Reaper's gonna get sacrificed for the tumor. Not sure if I like that choice, to be honest. But he wants to get that creep out of the way as soon as possible. Of course, the CC's just floating here, so he's not even dropping mules. Now the SCVs are gonna transfer down here. I guess he really needed to kill that one. And they will start to repair the Cyclone. They're actually pushing him into a corner, so they're pushing him further and further away from themselves with trying to repair him, actually. Now Lynx are gonna get baited in by a tank shot here, and the creep is just going backwards. So Maru is gonna have a tough time to clear the creep. That's why I actually really like, I think this Raven is a very smart choice. It's so easy to clean up this creep, and all of this extra work done by Reina does not really do much for him. He does manage to get a SCV kill because he enables to set up this kind of run-in for himself, and he gets a fresh mule, which is also nice. That's 300 minerals, that's actually very big. 300 minerals worth of mining here. Now the lair is finally coming in. We do have the Baneling Nest already finished up. The armor is about to complete. Probably going to be done with this push from Maru. So the advantage that Maru had on the tech front, it's actually not there anymore. We don't see any Baneling speed, of course, since the lair is not done yet. But these barracks, they're not really doing what Maru is hoping for. They're not producing enough units. Of course, he's lacking the money as well. He's very far behind in the worker department here. And yeah, with combat shields, I mean, this is his first teched out aggression. He could snipe the Banes. Carapace is not there yet, so it's definitely on the table. But the big surround happens. He does not pick up. He tries to stand his ground and fight. Of course, the tanks are committed now. But this fight does not seem to go that well in the favor of Maru. So he loses most of the expensive units while he keeps a bunch of his marines. That's okay. But you kind of need those anchor points, you need those tanks, and especially with Baneling speed on the way and more Banes coming in. No combat shields yet. If the Bane gets a connection! Ooh, it wasn't the big one, but yeah, he's pulling the SCVs and the Banelings. That's when you know it's desperation time. The Raven is gonna fall here, Marines are just splitting away from the Banes. And in the meantime, the Queens and the Lynx did kill all of the SCVs, so that wall that he brought over to fight with his Marines, well, it's gone. He doesn't have that anymore. He's not making any additional SCVs here, just going lower and lower in economy, in power. And yeah, he was trying to basically make this an 8 Rex with only 5 Rex and 2 bases. But this doesn't really work against a 3-base Zerg, and soon to be 4 bases. He even has a counter attack here on the other side. GG is gonna be called. Reyna, quite a nice win here for himself. Delayed that natural base for so long. Oh, and yeah, quite nice for Reyna. Very well done by him. Very happy for him to pick up that win and tying up the series. Okay. So we're looking at a 1-to-1. Usually, I want to say, usually Maru has Reyna's number. But that looked quite nice for Reyna, I want to say. I mean, these maps are kind of weird as well. Evil Heart is a very difficult one, it feels like. Also, you're not really having that many or that much experience on that because it's not in the ladder. Of course, this beard is a real beard. What are you talking about? Okay. Let's hop into the next map. It's going to be Mothership, so a 3-player map. I'm very curious always how this plays out. It's interesting that most of the pro players do not hate this one. It's one of the more standard maps, quote unquote, and a lot of people really like playing on this. So let's get into this. In the bottom center position we do have Reyna, and in the top left position it is Maru. It's quite interesting how the kind of tables turn, right? If you actually make a really good 3-player map, pros don't hate to play on it. They're still doing it. And it's like a frequent stay in all of best of 5 series, at least. And it even gets through in best of 3 series a lot of times. Mothership is a really good map. There's no arguing about that. Feels like it's very strong for all the races. There's a lot of things you can do with a map, and well, you know, if you know it's a good map if the players don't hate playing on it. It makes them just uncomfortable enough that they're, or just comfortable enough that they don't hate the map, you know. So that's the perfect line you want to hit, even though it is a 3-player map. So I'm very glad that we have this one in the map pool right now here. I'm very happy that whoever made this map, shout out to the map maker. I need to look him up after this series probably and give him a big shout out, because this is a very, very nice, refreshing edition here. Okay, Reaper expand for Maru. No crazy greedy openings on this map. We have seen Nexus first, we have seen Command Center first, Triple Hatch before pulled. A lot of greedy styles in this on this map. And this time it's gonna be just a normal opening for both players. Now Maru is gonna play most likely a 2-1-1. He could go into a third barracks, we'll have to wait and see. Could be a 3-Rex as well, or even 4-Rex. You can do things like that, Staren. But that would be quite committed. 4-Rex, you don't really have a big push after your big marine ball walks across the map and tries to kill your opponent. Like everything sophisticated with tanks and medevacs is gonna be so late if you go 4 barracks before factory. Now Maru is gonna come in, is gonna try to snipe a drone, is not gonna work out though. And did Reyna skip the links? Yeah, he has no links, so he's playing this a little bit greedy. You can see the greed by the people, it's kind of funny. But Maru managed to get the correct scouts, so in the end Reyna... Well, he's just like, alright, I'm gonna take the gamble, and he did have good queen movement, so he kind of managed and drone movement, so he manages to just make that work. No Reaper there to contest him. And I guess the queen was fast enough, right? Usually the timing is off. So there we go, no Zerglings. The Reaper does get a scout, he's trying to get for a drone kill here, but that's gonna be a easy save into a spore. And he will kill the Reaper, but the drone does survive, so... He does get 30 damage worth of minerals from the cancels, but that's about it. I guess he cancelled an Instructor in the early game or something. Yeah, there's 4x, there we go. That was what I was afraid of. So it's gonna be nice timing with Simid Combat Shield and a bunch of Marines. And Reyna has no Overseer. Look at this, he has no Overseer in the proximity here of that base. So he cannot see this. He kinda needs to scout with links. He's gonna have double evolution chamber here. That's not gonna help you with... See, he even scanned for the Overlord. Oh man, that's actually very bad. There's no Overlord, and that's 300 minerals down the drain, which you're not gonna get from the mules. It's a very unfortunate kind of scan, but he does confirm that this is hidden. So that's some nice intel he gains there, I guess. And yeah, once Stim is done, he's gonna start move across the map here. Or about to finish up now. And I mean, there's no factory yet. There's only one gas mine in right now. He should have probably thrown down the factory already. Wait, I didn't even see this. He never really made any SCVs. Oh wait, no, he pulled them. He made the SCVs. He's just gonna go all in? Maru, the crazy man. There's no banelings this time. We went into the double evo chamber. Reyna was thinking this is a normal game. But it is a 4-Rax with an SCV pull, Stimp Marines and combat shields. And he only has links. He immediately cancels the upgrades. He throws down triple spine. He's gonna try to make a wall maybe with these drones. No, he's not gonna go for it. Marines will bust these down anyways very fast. Can he get a defense? Can he get a defense going? He doesn't really have any links, only 4 links here. Man, drones going into the meat grinder. Maru, is he just gonna run through Reyna on this map like it's nothing? Oh, the difficulty of scouting intel, such a big deal here. But Reyna, even if he defends this, he still has a shot. That's the funny thing. 20 drones to 11 workers have been going down. Reyna, can he make a defense happen? He's gonna lose the spawning pool. Oh no, that's such a big deal. Now he needs to remake the spawning pool. He still has... Okay, this is funny. He still has a bunch of drones down here. And while this base is gonna get killed, the Marines already stimmed once. So they actually stimmed twice. So they have 20 damage dealt to them. Only 35 damage or health remaining, and he's gonna find these 3 spine crawlers now guarding the entrance so they can't push down the ramp. Now as Maru, what I want to see him do is like stand on top. Oh, he can deny the gas from there, that's kind of funny. Can't believe Maru let the drones get out. Yeah, that might have been a big mistake in the end. That's crazy. So he can deny the geysers from up here, and he should probably just stand on top of the ramp and wait for the Medivacs, extract those guys, and then get a big push going with some tanks. Or go into a third base. He reset a base from his opponent, he reset the tech. I mean, Reina couldn't do anything, he had to cancel the upgrades as well, so there was no potential lead that Reina was gaining from his position. He's just trying to get back right now. He's making links, he's making the occasional drone here there, he's building a baneling nest. He might just go for a bust and try to kill that. Oh no! Maru's moving down, he's stimmed again, so he's down to 25 HP. 25 HP Marines, they're not good. And you can see why he literally didn't kill anything, I think. He killed 2... Okay, 9 Zerglings. Is that the trade you want to do? 16 Marines. That was 16 Marines. That was a very bad move. Oh, damn. I think Maru was playing a little bit weird there. Now he's gonna go into the normal setup for the Terrans, except his 30C is quite late. But we have the 5 barracks. We have the factory and the Medivacs. He's gonna go into Widow Mines immediately because he cannot really afford tanks at this point. His 1-1 is gonna finish. Does he have the armory? Yes, it's finished as well at the same moment. And Reina will see these Marines, but the Marines don't see Reina yet, so maybe there's an opportunity. It's a bunch of links. He does not find the Overlord, but the Marines do join up. Reina will go in and try to confirm there is the units. He sees his 1-1, and yeah, the 1-1 did finish for Reina as well, so at least he has that going for him. Can he catch these Marines now? At least he sees the Medivacs. Reina's trying to take a 4th base in his main base. And he does finish up the lair. Will he start any upgrades? He doesn't really have any gas. He's not mining any gas except for this one geyser right now. And he's noticing that right now. He finished up the lair. He's like, alright, let's get baning speed. Let's get 2-2. He doesn't have the gas. He was so trying to get back into drones that he completely focused on mineral income, which is okay. And he is kind of saturated, but the gas was just delayed a little bit too much maybe to keep up in the upgrade department. Now he's gonna go for some bane speed first. That's the key upgrade he kind of wanted to have going immediately with the lair finishing up. He should try to get into 2-2, but I guess there's no time given. He doesn't even have enough banelings to try and fend off this army. Can he get the good surround? Can he get the good connection? He does get a good, I guess a decent connection, but we still have almost 3 Medivacs worth of units getting picked up here. At least he doesn't die. One of mine is kind of whiffing there on a carcass of a Zergling, which is definitely gonna be nice for Reina here. But he's lacking the gas. He doesn't have the banes. It's a rare occasion, but sometimes it happens when the Zerg just doesn't have the gas to make banes. Usually it's minerals, but this time it is the gas. 1-1 Marauders are gonna be quite tanky. A nice Widowmine shot here is gonna kill 10 of the links, and Reina says, alright man, I re-expanded to my main base. Let's abandon the 3rd. And he's killing SCVs over on the side of Maru, but we do see 2-2 completing. Baneling speed did complete, Baneling health, I want to say, did complete 5 more extra HP for these bad boys. But will that be enough against 2-2 and concussive shells coming in from Maru? I don't think it will be. We'll have to wait and see though. It comes down to engagement. Big Ling run in. Is this gonna set Maru on a timer here? This definitely is gonna put a bunch of pressure on Maru, and he needs to be efficient with, oh my god, with this army. But this mine shot was insane. 11 SCVs did go down, but the armor does come back, clean up. And still SCVs falling though, 20 SCVs going down. Reina is kind of getting back into this game, but he does not have the production he needs. He does not have the bases he needs. Look at the money. It is there. He has the drone count, but now he's lacking the hatches. He can only make links. He doesn't have any high tech. He doesn't have a Hydra den. He's still not mining fully from this gas. It's a big mistake. There we go. Finally the 3rd drone coming in. He's so gas starved right now. He's 700 minerals, 150 gas. And that's with a hatchery in production right now. So he's about 1,000 minerals into 100 gas. It's a 1-to-10 ratio here, kind of. And yeah, it's just not enough to keep up against 2-2. I feel like it's even +3 coming in here from Maru. Reina needs some high quality in his army to be able to keep on fighting. And Maru, all he needs is the 3 mules. And then he can just keep on rolling. Literally, that's all he needs. He doesn't need much more. He's gonna start on dropping this 4th base attempt. Should have maybe tried to retake this one, because there's still the creep over there. Not sure why he took the other one. Queens are moving in a line, trying to get a position for a defense. But again, not enough gas for those banelings. Only 9 banelings, 60 lings. Like, he has the lings, he doesn't have the banes. He doesn't have the gas. We constantly starve there. Man, what a stressful moment here for our Zerg player. He's trying to re-establish his base. Should probably try to look at a double expand. He has the minerals anyways. Medevacs though coming from the north here, and the triple drop still here in the south as well. If Reyna could see the Medevacs move on the north and intercept them with the with the queens, that would be amazing. But only 3 queens here. The drop is gonna commence. It's gonna find the base. It's still gonna drop into banelings though, so this is not the perfect fight here for Maru. And decent defense, I guess. If he doesn't die, it's a defense, right? Now, Reyna also needs to keep this base here on the high ground safe. Cannot lose that again. And it's a little bit of a tough thing, because he does not have much creep there. Now, Marauders and Marines are trying to move into position to try to snipe the hatchery, but that did not work. So he's gonna bleed some units, not really find that much damage. He did, in the meantime, also fight here on the high ground and lose most of that. Did lose most of that group. That Medivac is just gonna stay and die and boost into death. Tried to get out, but that didn't work. This is a dangerous game to be a worker, indeed. Now, Maru again is coming here through the top, and he has an SCV with this group that might be for a command center on location. I was just gonna walk back. There is the command center, actually. It's already finished up. So Maru is re-establishing himself. He has enough workers. 58 workers is enough for a Terran on 4 bases to keep on running with some mule action here. Of course, this base is mostly mined out, so his saturation is gonna be fine. Maru is about to max out, and he has 130 armor supply. If he joins his forces and just gets a frontal push going, there's no way that Reyna can hold this with his meager 60 supply. He has a big landmine set up here over on the left side. If he can push Maru in that direction and get that one off, maybe a flank right now would be nice. Just unborrow them and get a flank going. But in the end, he's not using those banes. Maybe a big mistake. That's a mistake from Maru though, rallying there into the queens, losing these medevacs. But like, he killed 30 army supply right now from Maru. He traded 20 from himself, so yeah, nice trading there. But Maru still has 100 more, and there it is. It's just walking down from his base into the natural of Reyna, and it's just shooting at the links. GG's gonna be called. Maru just had a little bit too much here. It looked like Reyna had a moment where he was kind of getting back into the game, but then his eternal gas starving there really propelled it, rippled so deep into the timings there that he just eventually was not able to keep on fighting anymore. And I mean, the most tech committed unit he had was the Baneling, right? Even a macro hatch might have been a good choice, just to keep on ling production and have more lings and just overwhelming forces. Maybe get on to more of a bigger queen count as well. If you have more hatcheries, you can remake many more queens, right? So, not sure. It's a very difficult call, of course. If you lose your main bases as a player, is always a terrible thing that happens. But now we do see Maru on a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 series. The next map is going to be Celestial Enclave. It's a very nice map that Maru really enjoys. Of course, if there is a base with a free, a map with a free base, then basically Maru is going to tattoo that name on top of his forehead. That's the map he wants to play. If there's free resources, yes, he will always go for that. So let's see how he's going to utilize that. Definitely going to be, yeah, a nice choice for him. Hop into the map. Man, the beard keeps on growing into weird directions. Now, in the top right, we do have Reyna with an extracted trick right off the bat, and in the bottom left, we do have Maru. So Maru is not 3-rexing, which I'm kind of happy about. And Reina is not proxy hatchering in, which I'm also happy about. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Wish me a Merry Christmas. By the way, in the form of just subscribing to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. It's free and it does support the growth of the channel and stuff. There's been a content drought for a while, but I'm getting back up content right now. Probably gonna start to push games tonight, like in a few hours. Right now it's like noon here where I am, and in like 10 hours or something, or maybe 14 or 16 hours, there's gotta be the first of the next video coming up, and it's gonna be regular content again. So please, please, please do me a favor, go over to the YouTube channel and do subscribe. I'm gonna also post that into the chat here in a moment. And thank you so much for every support. It means very much to me. There we go. Now Mari's just gonna take the frontal base first. He did not wall this natural, which is kind of interesting. Already playing this a little bit safer than I'm seen. Tried to do him in the first kind of attempts I've seen him play on this map, like a few months ago, where he really went super greedy, right? Get the natural wall down and then get the backdoor expansion and stuff like that. Very, very fast. It is still a fast backdoor expansion, but you still need to wall in your natural with this style. But yeah, you're gonna keep the main base safe, right? So he has the command center here, and before him walling this place, please wall off here. You know, just put a supply depot there. That's all you need to block this off, if you ever wondered. Even a Zerg could wall that with an evolution chamber or something, or like a spore crawler. Maru is gonna go for a 3-rex again, so it's gonna go unit intensive. Gonna want to have some firepower. But Reina is not making too many drones. He's going into a lair before 3 minutes. That is so fast. What is he gonna do with this? He's not really making any more drones. We're looking at 9 drones in the natural. This could be a drop. This could be a Nidus. Yeah, could be a Nidus. With that fast of a lair. Could be just the overload speed. I'll have to wait and see. He's still mining gas. There's no baning nest, and he's just keep on producing queens here single-handedly. So he's gonna go up to 4 queens. He does not really stack energy on the queens right now. He's still doing creep tumors and injects. Of course, you kind of need the injects to just make so many links, right? There's got to be the engineering base, double engineering bay. Maru is not really producing that many units right now, but he does have submarines. Maybe he has enough. Going immediately into 1-1, but yeah, look at that. There's only 1 marine making right now, while there is 4 barracks. Now finally he starts up the... Sorry, 3 barracks. Mapu cannot count, confirmed. And he just does not get in with the link. So it's gonna be speed and a drop lord. That means he could drop into the back, potentially. But then he needs to kind of elevator. He could also drop over here. Not sure. It's just for the queen movement, I think. And yeah, he will start on moving now. And maybe he's gonna drop a bunch of links into the back. That could be quite powerful, actually. Now, you kind of need to have bunkers all around, like a bunker over here, a bunker over here, to solidify a position for yourself. But yeah, man, this is not like even 3 dropper lords. That's actually a lot of drop. And yeah, that's 16 links and 4 queens. That's a bunch. No, he's just gonna run into the natural, already killing a bunch of marines. There's no upgrades for these right now, no stim. He drops on top of the rest. GG's call. Maru completely blindsided by the strategy. He's gonna get taken down here by Reina in a very swift KO. That was a one-hit punch. Boom, right through the nose. That was very anticlimactic. Maru just lost all of the Marines and then he just GG'd. Because there was nothing else to do. Yeah, basically what you need to do is you need to find out about this. You need to probably throw up, like with a build you already went as Maru. You want to throw down some bunkers because you have excess Marines. You need some anchor points for your Marines. If they just get killed, it doesn't work. Maybe you also want to evacuate the natural base and only defend your third and the like the back door and the main entrance. Like, those are some options, you know, for your potential defense, but you need to see it coming somehow, and he did not scout it. He wasn't able to see any of this. He wasn't able to get in. You can walk a SCV through the back door into the main base from the Zerg player. He didn't have anything over there. Reina. There was the potential to get the scout. He could have seen the lair at 3 minutes. He didn't. I need a bell. Ho ho ho. I don't have one, I'm sorry. I'm gonna prepare one for next year. I hope I don't forget this. What are we looking? 2-2, yeah? So he tied up the series, nice for him. Good for us as well, we're gonna see more games, but maybe do it a little bit more, you know, I don't know, maybe with a little bit more of an action-packed game. Back and forth would be nice here. Let's see if we can get it in this map. It's gonna be Tokamak and, well, again, Rainer against Maru. Maru with a low ground wall this time. This is gonna be the double barracks with the Reaper, triple Reaper. The game would be much different if both players had full vision. Well, yeah. I don't think I would like that. But that's kind of chess, right? You have full vision of what your opponent does. Imagine a chess where you don't see the pieces of your opponent move. You still know like the what is it called? Like the board, right? It doesn't have that much room to move around in chess. There's a double barracks, by the way. And no gas. That's interesting. So not Reapers, I guess. But yeah. It like would be kind of funny, you know? Chess with Fog of War, only seeing one kind of field around your own pieces, and then like knights needed like 2 or 3, right? Because they can walk further than they can see. Would be kind of funny to see something like that. Yeah, of course, Fog of War, man. It is the best thing that you have in RTS. If you don't have one, RTS doesn't make that much sense, I guess. And not, at least not real-time strategy. Then you can have a turn-based RTS. I'm not sure if that actually was Warcraft 2 that made it happen. At least, probably for Blizzard, I guess. When did Age of Empires 1 came out? That already had Fog of War. I'm pretty sure that was before Warcraft 2. Was Warcraft 2 earlier? I'm not sure. It has a toggle in the menu, yeah. A lot of those have. Oh, that's what you credit, I guess. Like in Age of Empires, you could have, you could toggle it or have that checked when you open a game, basically. What is this? So he's just making Marines and he's walking them across the map. He's bringing an SCV. He's gonna build a bunker. He walks to the wrong location, so that gives Reina a little bit of a salvation period here. But he will quickly find out that this is not the location he's looking for, and he looks for the other one. So Reina does see this, and he can make a choice now. He's gonna make a spine crawl in the natural, and I don't think he's gonna try to defend the sentry. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna let this bleed down. And what you ideally want to do is retake a different base, I guess, as fast as possible, and try to catch these. These want to get back home. And as the Zerg, you don't want to let that happen. Can you keep the drone safe? No, it's gonna get shot down. So he loses 150 minerals, basically. And now these guys walk back home. One Marine does stay? I don't think you want to have one Marine stay here, actually. I think you just salvage the bunker. and walk everyone back. Oh, okay, so he knows he can't get back, so he tries to get back into the bunker, but nice interception here by Reyna. Bunker, or maybe he tried to go for a snipe on the Overlord, I'm not sure. That didn't work, he didn't have high ground vision. Maybe he was looking for a scan, but that wasn't there. I'm not sure what he was doing there with the Marines. I wouldn't have hated the attempt to try and walk away, but if you go back into the bunker but you're too slow, well, that doesn't work out, right? So, pretty good cleanup in the end here for Reyna, I want to say. Even though Maru did get the cancel, losing all of that investment and losing the bunker, like even the salvage would have been better, right? On the bunker. So he lost more money than Reyna did, actually. But Reyna was delayed. And this does only delay... Okay, there are the add-ons. I was like, what is this, you know? Oh no. So he gets in. Was he letting him get in? Does he want this to get scouted? So he finds the double NG bay. He's starting the upgrades. But this is so late on these, and he cancels the upgrades and he throws down. Yeah, there we go. Factories, okay. That was what I was looking for. So, I've seen Maru do this before against Cyril. I think he did that at the Esports World Cup. And what this is, it's basically a hard fake on bio. So he makes the add-ons over here and it's like, yeah, stim and marine production, blah blah blah. I have one factory and I have the double engineering bay. And those are gonna be start to produce the upgrades for bio. But this is a red herring. Like, one engineering bay you can have, right? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Get some building upgrades for mech and some turrets, and the additional one you don't need. So these guys here, those are fake. And let's see if Reyna is gonna fall for this. But he's throwing down a roach horn. He's getting roach upgrades, actually. This might be good for Reyna. I mean, Lynx would be terrible because Hellions are so good against Lynx. He's only making Hellions? What the F? You definitely don't want to only make Hellions. At least like a Hellion Cyclone composition, but he's just making Hellions, man. He's just getting Blue Flame and Hellions. He's so building on the fact that Reyna is not going Roaches, but he's going Roaches! One scan could do the trick here and just save Maru a terrible time. By the way, he's still faking Cloak in case there's an Overlord or a Link coming by and scouting this and seeing this. Until he's ready with the Hellions, which he's kind of pooling right now, he's still faking that stim. Now he does cancel the stim, and he does have probably move out with the Hellions very soon here. He has so many Hellions he could potentially even fight off Roaches, but only in a good location. They need to be very clumped up, and you need to have like the first shot in like in High Ground Adventure or something. If you don't have that one, maybe Hellbats could be okay against Roaches if they can surround them. You know, they could probably fight them. There's 14 Roaches. I don't think this is gonna go well for Maru, man. He's only making Hellions. No tank. Not a single tank. 19 Hellions. 3 Marines. Against 20 Roaches. This is a Hellion for a Roach, basically. But I don't think they win in one-on-one. Now, I guess we're gonna wait and see. Finally, Cyclones are gonna be the choice here afterwards, but there's no Cyclone with this, so he sees the Roaches. What is he gonna do? He's gonna shoot? He's not gonna transform. Okay, so... Man, this is... What a terrible choice here for Maru. Damn, and he doesn't even get to safely land his command center because he moved all the Hellions to the front. Now he cancels the Cyclone, he does not cancel the upgrade, but he instantly makes 3 tanks. Panic tanks. But yeah, he sees the Roaches just walk across the map. I don't think he can hold that one. He has 1-1 upgrades on the way. He's gonna evacuate the 3rd base already. He's even just gonna let it float there to buy some time, it seems. Only against the Ravagers. He will clean up some of the reinforcing links there. But yeah, barracks are gonna get busted down. There's no bunkers to try and anchor this. Tanks coming down here. One tank maybe a little bit too far down. Can he get the meat grinder going there? But no, I guess no. The answer is a hard no. He still trades very efficiently with the tank file. But imagine he had 6 tanks there. Oh, sorry. Of course, I cannot forget the beard. Imagine he has 6 tanks there, right? That's a whole different story. You cannot engage anymore with this Roach force. What a greedy play, right? Am I right? Have you ever tried to play a TVZ, make 2 engineering base and then go into 5 factory Hellion only production? Yes? Well, I can guarantee you on the ladder it's not gonna work. Maybe it does work like every now and then, but no. What a crazy, crazy game. But this seems to be like Maru seems to exploit the fact that Zergs are very lazy with their follow-up scouting. I've noticed this as well. Like Zerg players are not that actively running in with Overlords anymore. There's one exception, and you can name that one. He's called Serral. Plays for the same team as Reyna, but Reyna is kind of lazy with the scouting. He's not really committing Overlords, he's not committing Overseers. He did get the links in, but he didn't go for a follow-up scout. I mean, he could have easily seen this, right? There was only 3 Marines to deny division from any Overlords, Overseers coming in. He already was on the lair anyway, so... I'm not sure, like, you're kind of playing it a little bit risky, right? But yeah, I guess it still worked out, he still got the read and that's all he needs. And now we need to go, like Maru as well. Maru's scouting is insanely lazy, wasn't it? Right? In 2 games he lost because he just didn't scout. This last game he had a good, like going mech there. Let's go into this map first here. Okay, 1 second. There we go. So going mech there, I think it's a good choice. And what was it? Tokamak, right? It's a good map for that as well. On top of that, Tokamak's pretty good map for mech. Now. That would have been good and all if he just made the correct units, right? If he just gets like 6 tanks, tank Hellion is fine. That's all he needs. Tank Hellion or Hellion Cyclone, for God's love, right? And a few tanks just to anchor your positions at in the defensive department there. But he never went in with anything to scout after he sniped that hatchery. He ran in with the Hellions, cleared some creep, but he never committed in with any of those because he wanted to stack as many as possible. But he didn't throw down a scan as well because he was like, alright man, I'm gonna hit you with aggression. Reyna just made basically the same. He just made a bunch of roaches. A big bunch of roaches. He just went into tier 2, made roach upgrades, kept on droning, and then once he hit the upgrades, he was like, alright, time to just press the roach button and make 30 roaches and go across the map and win the game because you only make Hellions. And I've heard about this strategy from Sarah. It's probably what it was, I'm not sure, but that's the only time I've seen this strategy with the double engineering bay being a fake. I'm pretty sure he might have won that game against Sarah, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think he went only Hellions, but yeah, like of course having roaches against mech is kind of what you need. In that case anyways, so... Very nice read by Reyna, even though I have to still fault him that he didn't go for the follow-up. Oh yeah, and the other game he did not scout enough was with the Reaper, right? On Celestial Enclave, where Reyna did the drop-a-lot into his base and just killed him. So yeah, if he scouts that, of course, he can prepare for that, he can abandon his natural, he can evacuate into the main and throw down a couple bunkers, and then he's gonna be safe most of the time. And Reyna has to play a game from behind, because he puts so many eggs in that basket. Maybe even just lose. Like that's basically a free win position, if you scout this correctly. On that earlier game on the Celestial Enclave. So yeah, 2 times bad scouting here, costing the game for Maru. At least a shot in a game, and in one case the actual game. So let's see if he can kind of fix that in this game and get the intel that's needed to kind of prevent him from dying to these timing attacks. He does see the 3rd base, he does scout the natural, sees the drone counts, like alright, this is enough drones. This is not gonna be the same, it's not gonna be the drop overlord play, and he will play a 1-1-1 style, which is also quite safe. It is also before the 3rd base, so it's the safer approach, not the greedy one, with a double gas. There's also like a 1 gas version of this, where you get the 3rd command center before the starport. But this time the third base will be after the start, but it's probably gonna put this in the wall here. No, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, he'll start to roam the map with Hellion Reaper and go in with some Banshees as well. It's gonna give him some intel, it's gonna give him some potential drone damage. It's actually gonna walk through here. Lynx are in position to block though, and he's kind of just shrugging against the Lynx. He's gonna lose so much health on these Hellions. He's gonna lose 2 Hellions and the Reaper already. The Queens are gonna finish that one off. He will kill 1 drone. That's not too much here. I don't know, man. Not too much. Yeah, this was very lackluster. Pretty good defense by Reyna, I have to say, even though he got a lot of denied mining time there. I'm happy with Reyna's performance in this defense. And there's the third command center, by the way, if you were wondering. And there is the double engineering. It's gonna be mech again. No, this is not 2 barracks, so it's already different. There we go. There's the additional barracks. It's probably gonna start stim very soon as well. There we go. And this time it will finish, unless Reyna can kill him first. But I don't expect this one, because he still has the Banshees, he's still quite safe. Oh, this one's taking a lot of damage already here. A little bit sloppy. Now joining up with the second one, probably. Does not spot the Lynx. There is the additional barracks. 4 in 5. So this is setting up to be a Atrax game. And a basically standard bio play here from Maru. Maru is one of those players who will go up to Atrax after his 4th command center usually. So kind of expecting to see this. And Reyna is also developing quite normal here. Making 10 more drones, 1 additional base. And should probably see some kind of tech very soon. There it is. Infestation pit going on, evolution chamber. He kind of made a wall at his ramp. I'm not sure if this position is really good. If he goes into Ultralisks, can they walk down that path? I don't think he can get Ultralisks out of his main base anymore. Does he need to kill the infestation pit then? Maybe. Let's hope this game goes to Ultralisks and he makes some in the main and they're stuck. That's like the tank prison, you know, you sometimes have when you have like a production facility over here and then the tank spawns inside there, or you have like a big round base as the Terran and the tank spawns on the side that they cannot get out anymore or something, and then you have like 7 tanks stuck in your main base or so. Sometimes that happens. Happens to all of us. Even the best. Now, I've on the way here immediately with the infestation pit. He did let that finish in that position. Very interesting. We'll see if that comes into play. 1-1, finished up. Marines ready to push. They wanna hit the creep at least. No, scan. There we go, scan. But he's only gonna snipe 1 creep tumor there, giving Reyna a lot of time to prepare basically in this position. Not sure if I like that. Or Maru just kind of staying there, you know. He could have moved around a bit more. And this is a nice interception. 1 carapace is gonna complete here, but the melee does take a little bit more time. It's gonna complete after the fight though, but just having the engagement against the Marines that were still being dropped out of those medevacs was quite nice for Reyna, and he has a bunch of Lynx waiting on the left. He has infestors for fungal, so no retreat allowed here for those Marines. Stim, no combat shields done yet. Everything that was still available to get picked up does get picked up, but only to be dropped behind here again. Another fungal. No pickup allowed. But he doesn't need the pickup. He's kind of still trading fine enough here. +1 does finish during this fight, or at the tail end of the fight for Reyna here. He needed that really at the start of the engagement, kind of. Maru again is establishing this position. Can Reyna push this one back? It feels like this is just a straight up Atrax. He's just producing non-stop unit. No 4th base here inside for our Terran player. Probably gonna lift this base very soon once the low mineral patches are gonna start mining out. You kind of want to lift that over already and get the full base saturation running again. But he doesn't even have enough workers actually. 49 only. So yeah, might even not do that. But this is not really enough firepower, I feel like, here for our Terran player. One fungal could be really nice here. He does have some more infestors coming in from the south. He's gonna throw a fungal on top of the marines. Not enough links though. Oh, maybe it is. With that fungal, that was just enough to break that one. Now we only have a bunch of medivacs. That's 6 medivacs is 12 army supply. This push is not broken yet though. Reinforcements coming in a big wave, and we do see liberators coming in now. He does make ultralisks. Does he make one in the main base? Ah, no. No, unfortunately not. The first one does pop over here. They don't have the upgrades yet. No kindness plating. They only have 1-1. But is it maybe a little bit too much? Even a fungal on the medivacs. Can he kill the medivacs with the queens? No, unfortunately not. They gotta get away. Maru has to abandon ship. He's gonna go into a armory. He's gonna start his 2-2 upgrades. Reina already. Kindness plating on the way. Oh no! Oh no, Maru! Oh god, Maru. Oh, Maru. Yeah. That was a misclick, and that you can hit GG after that misclick. He lost 2 medivacs worth of units, and I think 3 medivacs in total. And that kind of weird, random, silly misclick moment. And in a high stakes game like this, where he's already behind in upgrades, which I was trying to touch on, now he's finally starting his 2-2. We already have +3 armor coming in for the Zerg player. He's gonna have +3, finishing up with 2-2 from our Terran player. That's an insane upgrade lead. The Ultralisks are gonna be nearly unkillable. No, and he's only going into Marauders right now. It's not like he has a bunch of ghosts which are gonna be sniping these Ultralisks for days. He's just starting up the Marauder production. He just finished the tech labs over here. He's just gonna go into the concussive shots right now. There's like 5 Marauders here in this army, but not enough. He has a few Liberators left over from the production earlier, but of course he needed to go back into Medivacs now because he lost like, what, 3 Medivacs there on the retreat, like a silly idiot. With that misclick, I'm very sorry for my language there, but that was definitely not good for Maru, and yeah, he knows that. He's gonna be kicking himself as well. Double Spore here in position to try and bolster this anti-drop defense, and Mari's just gonna see that even triple. There's one more here in the corner, and we see one more being plastered down here. Reina can just spend so much money on static D. He's max right now. He has Ultralisks. By the way, he never made an Ultra inside the main base, so we have not seen that come into play yet. I really want to see an Ultra kind of walk this path. Or maybe he can't just get out and we missed it. But that's a big amount of banelings. How many? 23. Going up to 30. He's gonna come in with the engage. Can he make it happen? The Ultralisks are there. Upgrade lead is there. 2-2 against 1-1 here. And chitinous plating, of course. 1-1 Marine Marauder is not gonna work against +4 Ultralisks, man. Look at those boys. It's just gonna demolish this. He did not kill any workers yet, but the Ultralisks are left over. They're unkillable right now. Oh, the thunder! Oh my god! That was a big ball of bio going down there to a Ultralisk Baneling combination with that fungal. And look at those Ultras. They just don't die, man. Even the Marauders are gonna have a very tough time with their bonus damage even. Try and deal with these. And GG is gonna be called. Reina does take the serious here. Does run away with this one. Bring it home. Sweet home, sweet home. That was a great game by our Zerg player. Ultra was splash with a mistake. Oh, I don't think so. I like it. I like it. I think it's good. But you definitely... I mean, if you're that far behind, you should not win against an Ultra switch like that. Oh yeah, the Ultralisks looked very insane in that last engagement because they also had the Banelings connect. That's like the Ultralisks from the campaign mission which do like constant exploding, you know. Okay. What are we gonna do next? Can try to do either a PvP or a ZVZ. I'm all out of talents now. Let's do a ZVZ. I don't think I've done a ZVZ in ages. And I used to do so many ZVZs. Because there was only Zergs. It's gonna be Solar against Reyna. The first map is gonna be Evil Heart. Give me a moment. Oh. Oh boy. I need to find the game though. This game is Evil Heart. Oh, I don't have the first game. Damn. I guess we're not gonna do the ZVZ then. Then it is a PvP. Oh, we could do a PvZ, I guess. Reyna against Zaun. It should be a good one, but that will take ages. I'm not sure if I can finish this one today. Probably not. Only have like 30 minutes left or so. Well, maybe 40 minutes. And I'm gonna take a quick restroom break, but then we'll go into Zaun against Reyna. Best of 7 again, which we're probably not gonna finish today, but the next day when the stream comes on again. Of course, thank you everybody for watching so far. Again, make sure to follow the YouTube as well and hit the follow button here as well if you enjoy the content. It's gonna be way more. And we will hit a quick toilet here, so I'm gonna hit the break here for you guys, so you can also hit the toilet. It's gonna start in 1 minute 40 seconds anyway, so we're just gonna get this out of the way. Commercials here. Alright, gonna be right back. Couple minutes.
Alright. I'm back. What does it say? 4 minutes? Commercial? Didn't the commercial go through? I don't know. I hope it did, because we're gonna start the games very soon now. And yeah, I am ready. I hope you guys are ready too. And hop into the next series, best of 7 between Rainer and Zaun. Let's go, 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 go. There it is. Ho, 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 go, go, go. Alright, in the bottom left we do have Zaun, in the top right it is Rainer. Zaun going with a very early probe, he's probably gonna try to deny that hatchery. On the natural base here, yep, indeed is what he's gonna do here. There's really no way against this if you send one of your first probes. And yeah, Rainer just has to go for the third base, he's gonna abandon his natural base. Zaun is going to throw down his gateway, of course, low ground wall, of course, as it should be. The probe does leave, but no drone does come. Okay, so getting on this map, getting this hatchery blocked and having to take the third base, that does open a potential for the double adept to intercept some transferring drones, and the adepts are going to be there very fast, so you need to be quite careful with your drone transfer or even your reproduction on drones going to that additional base, because the adepts might just stand on ground there and keep on killing a couple. So this might be something Zaun wants to exploit. We'll have to wait and see, of course. If he chronos the adepts, that's gonna be like more than one chrono. That's gonna be a likely moment to occur. But it doesn't need to be that. It can also just help the oracles, for example, to intercept those. Can basically do the same trick. There's the first chrono on the gateway. Stargate coming up as well. It's gonna start. Okay, so he does start this cybernetics upgrade before the second adept. And there's no additional chrono on the second adept, so he's not gonna go full aggression here on this adept movement. Rainer, is he gonna pull his drones in the main? He transferred already a bunch, so he has actually a free spot in the main. If he makes one drone there, he can just have that in the main mining. And we see the adept is posturing, he's trying to get some damage down here. Can he find a drone? Maybe. Oh wow, actually he does. So that spore trick was cancelled too fast. The adapters get the probe and just go away. That's basically worth the chrono boost, right? And that's worth the investment that you took on denying the space with one of your first workers. Which at that point is like 8% or something, or 8 to 9% of your economy, if you were wondering. Now you know. It's becoming like a meme. I don't know. If you're wondering, now you know. Useless facts. Usually Fear Dragon is responsible for those. I don't know what that guy has been doing lately. But not really streaming that much StarCraft, that's for sure. I hope he's watching. I'm afraid not, no. Oracles going across the map here. A bunch of queens are waiting ready. There are 4 queens, not really an entry point you want to utilize there. Oracle immediately going to turn around. And the creep, it feels so fast to get across the map with this stuff, because it's such a short distance. It's insane. And he's actually starting to clear the creep because, like, man, I might as well use the energy.
And you kind of look at that and it's like you feel pressure to delay that creep because it's so quick. Queens, like it enables queens to walk freely as well. Oh, this is a queen walk, by the way. We have queens walking across. The queens, we're the queens of the Zerg. We're walking across the map. And he's trying to get a deny on this base, I guess. But Zaun is making enough defenses. The queens are just walking back again. And that's something you can't do because this map is so short. If he could kill the queens with the oracles and the adepts, that would be amazing. Oh, he needs to cancel one more ship and roar! Because he's just walking back. You need to... I mean, he can let this finish, but this could be in gateways, right? He doesn't really have that much of a production. Look at that, 2 gates. 2 gates to finish up, so 4 gates. Not the 6 gates you kind of want to have at 3 bases. Because he made so many shield batteries. Reyna's gonna go for the Baneling Nest, because he saw a bunch of adepts. Banelings are gonna be amazing against Zealots eventually, and of course against probes, and they are okay against Stalkers. There's the Forge coming from Zaun. 2 more gates. Maybe the gates would have been nice in the 3rd base, but Protoss have kind of moved away from that recently, like making the gateway walls in the lower bases, because then you kind of expose your production a little bit to especially Hydra timings. And what do we see? What's by my eye? There's a Hydralisk den. This map really feels like a Dragon Ball Z moment where you have those 2 guys just making a big energy ball and shooting at each other and shouting and streaming all day long. And that for like 3 weeks, and we don't know who's gonna win until the 3rd week comes. But this map is like so claustrophobic, as Tasis likes to say, that it feels like they are going like hand in hand here on that map. If one guy pushes, he's immediately gonna hit the other guy, right? Feels like 2 sumo wrestlers wrestling with each other here. Maybe they're a little bit more slimmer than the sumo dudes, but... and maybe not as powerful in physical power, but definitely in brain power. Oh boy, this is only shield batteries. The shield batteries... oh man, okay, so he does go for the army attack. There is no stasis. The Hydras are coming in and is trying to snipe the oracles first here. He will get 1... oh no! Nice evacuation, but man! Those Stalkers, they blinked so late! Oh my god, he got a full surround 2 times! And then the Stalkers, they lost basically their lives. Like a... I don't know, like a pudding is dying to the sun. Wow, this was a walkover here. So we do have a little bit of the adept shenanigans over here, but they're gonna transfer into some queens. And at home, Zaun's home is burning. It's the meme where the dog is sitting in the fire having a coffee and saying, "This is fine. I have blink stalkers. This is not fine." He's losing 20 probes, he's losing the oracles, he's losing the stalkers, he's losing the game. And finally he notices the house is collapsing. And he cannot keep on playing. He needs to get into the next game. I hope he can come back. We all hope he can come back. Oh, next map is gonna be Celestial Enclave. So we go from the smallest map to the biggest map, basically. It might not be the biggest map, maybe Botanical is bigger, but Celestial Enclave definitely is one of the most easy and defendable maps in the map pool. To the point where there's a bunch of cheeses actually going down on this map. So We'll have to wait and see if this is a really committed cheese from one of these parties here, or if we'll just play a macro game on this one. I kind of still need to see a macro game on this. I really haven't. Maybe a cure against Shin or something, but I don't know. Well, don't have cure or Shin here. This is a PVZ is down against Reina, and yeah, Reina in the lead here. So Zaun kind of really fumbling that blink attack, losing all of the Stalkers there. To a really strong surround from Reina, and then a second follow-up surround just completely wrecks the army. The Ling Hydra just pushes through, doesn't even need any Banes, just wins the game. Probe coming across. This is not a instant hatchery block probe, or this wasn't a instant hatchery probe for the block. Instant hatchery, instant block. I can't talk anymore. So this probe didn't go for the block, of course. It was way later. It's just a scouting probe. It's gonna do some mineral harassment. That's fine and all. We've seen that hundreds, thousands, millions of times. Just not gonna touch too much on this. Let's talk a little bit of the ideas on this map. So we have that back door, which is open for only workers, and you can take that, of course, quite safely. You can block that with a pylon, for example, or with like a spore crawler, very small structure, if you really want to. And well, we'll most likely see the Stargate and stuff, right? So it does not give you a full base though, so it is a slimmed down version. It has less minerals and one gas only. But you still need to put a full main structure there. Town Hall, as the Warcraft players to say. Stargate on the way here, of course. And then the Adept is getting chronoed again. This time, this should not result into a drone kill. I don't expect this one because... yeah, it's just way too far. And Reina will probably try to take this base over here. He already has a drone move out, and pushing that probe away is going to be quite nice to secure him that position. Oh wait, what? Where's this drone going? Oh, I see. He's going the long way. So he kind of saw the Adept with this Overlord, by the way, here, and he's just going for the purple gas base. Now this is could lead to some aggression here from Reina, and I hope Zaun scouts this anytime soon, because you want to kind of pressure that base as much as you can. You don't really want to have him mine from that high yield geyser. Basically what it does is it does give you double income on gas. And what does that mean? It does mean that you only need 3 drones to saturate 2 geysers effectively for income. It of course runs out faster, because it has the same maximum amount, but it will, for the time being, until it mines out, it will give you basically a 3 drone advantage. That means a timing is sharper. It's easier to hit a timing with 3 less drones, because you can do the same timing, but you need to... it's like 1 hatchery production cycle less, right? So that's pretty nice, actually. The Void Ray will most likely... oh yeah, of course, so he has seen this. Void Ray is gonna come down here to pressure this location. But what you really wanna have going for yourself is maybe get this rich geyser from a high ground position here, kind of attack that over there. Oh, and Zaun is going at a double Stargate Fleet Beacon, not sure. Let's see what he wants to do with this. He's going in with an Oracle as well, running into a Queen, immediately turning around. He's gonna go for some drones here, does intercept a couple of them. One was killed by the Void Ray here. He's gonna go for one more drone. Can he get that done? No. Extractor Trick is gonna save... sorry, Spore Trick is gonna save that one. Of course, Reina has no vision. He needs an Overlord. That might have gotten killed by the Void Ray, I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm kind of gonna get maybe a Creep Tumor up there to generate the vision then. And, oh, he's going for... He's going for carriers. Okay, so this could work. It comes down to the execution, right? I've seen this by SOS. And he just flew into like 4 carriers into, I don't know, 12 Hydras. And he wasn't on attack move and he just died. So that's like the worst end of execution, kind of. And I'm not expecting Zaun to do the same mistake. Let's hope he has some good execution on that one. And you kind of need to scout ahead of your carrier movement. Like you need to clear the path for them. That's where the Void Ray comes into play. That's where the Adepts come into play. And the Oracle comes into play. So yeah, let's hope he does this correctly. And you can kind of start doing damage with 4 carriers if you get into position where you can push on top of a base. 4 carriers are gonna be mighty fine, mighty strong. And if they can abuse like ledges or stuff like that, like they hover over here, you have the Hydras trying to come in from here. You can pick off 1 Hydra by 1 if they try to come up, right? So you need to be careful with your Hydra movement and on the execution. He will see the Hydras pop most likely. He does know the Hydra den is over here. He's almost losing that Oracle. Needs to be careful. You can't really lose that one. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like, please just don't run them into the Hydras, right? That's kind of all what I'm looking at. I'm not really sure if this army is enough. Oh, he's making a mothership as well. That's nice. But if this army is going to be enough to basically kill the Hydras, right? That's what it needs to do. Like, if you go aggressive, you need to fight 11 Hydras and 5 Queens right now. And there's going to be 8 more Hydras. And he's pushing out right now. He's gonna just run into vision, so he's gonna reveal himself. Reyna might just go for a push himself here. Maybe just, you know, the defender in aggressive moves is gonna be the winner usually. There's the Hydras, and he just walks into the Hydras, and he just loses the carriers. He doesn't fight, doesn't get a good position. The Void Ray didn't do its job. It didn't go far enough to the front, so he loses 1. He loses 2, 2, 2, 2, he loses 2, and he loses 3. Oh my god. Why is SOS playing this game? What's going on here? Zaun, he loses 3, he could have recalled this one, no. Got stuck in the corner. Wow, and what does he have at home? Like, he can literally just push in at Reyna. He has 5 units, 2 Adepts, 1 Void Ray, 1 Mothership, and 1 Carrier. That's not gonna be enough against 29 Hydras. So Reyna decides, let's make 13 drop Overlords and just drop your main base with everything. Unfortunately, he doesn't even pick up all of the units because he has so many drop Overlords. They stacked up so much that he couldn't click them anymore correctly. So where are you gonna drop? I'm gonna drop the main, I'm gonna drop the natural, I'm just gonna drop over this wall. There's 2 carriers, 1 Void Ray. The Void Ray is charging up, he sees the drop overlords, he's gonna throw down a time warp zone, he's gonna put on stealth. And there's no Overseer. There's no Overseer, he needs to kill the mothership, and he does get the mothership barely. So that trade went way better than I thought for Zaun, but like, look at this defensive setup. It doesn't do anything to help with a drop like this. And yeah. Zaun, he's trying to make Void Rays right now against Hydralisks. That is when you know it is very desperate here for our Protoss player. And Reyna does take a 2-0 lead. Very well done by Reyna. Thank you so much for the follow, Zergo. And that was the Celestial Enclave. Next map is gonna be Mothership. It will be the 3-player map, so let's see how that's gonna fare. Oh, I have them already sorted, that's good. There we go. Okay. Try to anticipate your opponent attacks so you can counter it. What a nice tip. Alright, so it's 2-0 for Reina. Zaun, if he wants to come back, he kind of needs to start now, because you don't want to get Reina into match point situation here. In the top left position of Mothership, we do have the Protoss player Zaun, and in the bottom center position it is our Zerg player Reina from Italy. And he will move the Overlord in the wrong direction, by the way. So what's interesting is, I think in Brood War meta, it is standard to send the Overlord on 3-player maps to the base that has the... to the spawning location that has the natural closer to you. So you get an earlier scout. And Reina is not doing that. He's going for the further location. So by air distance, coming from here to there would be faster and you get an earlier scout. Zaun is also going into the wrong direction, so both players scouting falsely here. And there we see the best spellcaster from the Protoss. Recall, Energy Overcharge, and what is it called? Chrono Boost, of course. How could Zaun come back in this one? It's a 3-player map, the Overlord is going into the wrong direction. This one is not moving, and why not play in a depth style? Why not play a Charge Lord in? Do something with a crazy robo opening? I'm not sure. It's gonna be a Stargate for now, of course. But you could kind of do something weird on a 3-player map. You could even high-tech. You know, it's always risky against a Zerg player, and but yeah, you could, for example, hide it in the other main, right? You can hide a base in the other player's main, like in the open main. Yeah, the open main. There we go. Hatchery being thrown down here by Reina. Did catch that probe, by the way, with the Ling. And the Shade is trying to identify if this is gonna be an all-in or not. He needs to check on the drone count. Kinda wants to see that. And he just keeps on looking on what is coming out of these in the path here, in the reinforcing path. Let's see the Queens push out. No, he needs to evacuate a little bit. I wish he checked the drone count. You kinda need to do that. So he's not doing that. That means he's taking a little bit of a risk. Does not exactly see what's going on. He just tries to see what's moving inside the main. If you can find an opening there. But no opening to be exploited, so Reina is looking airtight for now. And as we say air, the Air Force is coming in to help. Oracle. Trying to come into the main base. Queens are in position here, pushing out the Oracle. Literally just peeking in and peeking out again. Depths are gonna join with the Oracles, just gonna walk back home. It's like more of a workout these days, you know? The first Oracle, the first 2 Adepts, they're just gonna kind of walk across the map, make sure the Zerg has actually 8 links and 4 Queens. And doesn't just go into hatcheries or anything super crazy, super mass drones. And then you just build your 3rd base. You join up with the 2nd Oracle, and that's kind of the point where you start to see some more movement in the aggression way, but oracles have been used very conservatively lately. And I think part of that is because if you use like the energy overcharge nerf, right? If you use too much of your energy, you cannot hold the all-ins anymore because it just doesn't supply you with enough energy anymore. That might be one of the reasons, I'm not sure. The Adepts are faking that shade and the Oracle's coming into the third base. Queens were working on the Adepts. Very nice commitment here. Half HP for 6 drones. That's a perfect match for our Protoss player. Reyna's gonna be kicking him a Colossi and it gets deleted. 2 more drones? What, are you kidding me? And he keeps the Adepts as well? Not even damage on those? Wow. And another Colossi, man. It's insane. This dude is putting in overtime. Now Reyna gets 1 probe. He loses 9 drones. Gets 1 probe. That is insane damage here for Zaun. So very, very happy with that harassment. I'm quite sure he's going into a blink follow-up. He's gonna add his extra gateways. He's even gonna throw down a robo to get a warp prism out and pressure some across the map. Reyna going for this base is an interesting choice. So he's kind of expanding closer towards his opponent. Did he actually scout his opponent? Oh yeah, of course, he saw him with the links. So I guess... Oh, he's actually double expanding. I guess you just try to kill the 4th as the Protoss? And then take your own 4th? But yeah, look at that. There's so many bases. They're all the same distance. It's kind of natural. So maybe Reyna is overdoing it a little bit. There's a force now pressuring his entrance. He still has the oracles. He's gonna throw down a stasis trap, a couple even. Then I'm pretty sure he will cancel this base. I don't think you can keep this one. Reyna is gonna try to defend, but this is a good stasis. He's gonna lose the first Stalker before Blink is finishing up here. And he will keep the base, so he made enough links. He keeps the base. Zaun finds the next base, and he still doesn't know about this one, man. Reyna is expanding like crazy. Imagine he gets all of these up. He's going from 3 bases to 6 bases in one big swoop. That's so insanely greedy. And that with only links as a defense. He's finally getting into a Baneling Nest. He has the Roach Warren, but he doesn't have any Roaches if we take a look at the unit count. He has 1 Overseer to try to get some scouting in. And Zaun is going to throw down a 4th base here. Now, Colossi are going to be amazing against links. And they're going to have +2 even very soon. With the Thermal Lamps upgrade probably finishing right about the same time. And then he's gonna have a bunch of charge shots as well. +2 against links again. Gotta be amazing. There's no armor upgrades on the way. He's going into full aggression upgrades on the side of Reyna. There we see +1 melee and +1 range attacks. What the fuck? The drone killed the queen. Did you see that? This drone did kill the queen. Units killed queen. And he's not remaking that one. Is that on purpose? I don't think so. Okay, so if Reyna loses this game, it's because he killed his own queen. Now we know for sure. Now Reyna is gonna try to pressure Zaun. He has a big army. Oh my god, he has so many paintings. Can Zaun hold this? He has a bunch of force fields. He has 3 Colossus. He has some stasis traps. I think he should be fine. I don't think you can fight this off creepier as Reyna. He's making so many banelings, but is it enough? Oh my god, he's coming in. So many banelings, but there's force fields. And this is a very nice position. Tight choke here, just what you want for your Colossi. And Zaun is feeling like a freaking Chad. He's going across the map himself. He's saying like, man, I see your army. I don't think it's great. I have force fields. There's no Ravages. There's nothing that breaks those. I can make a donut of your freaking 27 banelings. You can have a green wave there. Boy, oh boy. So Reina is now doing a defensive posture. He's going into carapace upgrades, going into +2 missile. He already has +2 melee done. He does not have a hive, so he cannot go into any +3 upgrades. But now we have the 3 Colossi push. The 4th Colossi is coming from behind. A nice wall of force fields here. Can the flank be enough? Oh my god, I think he just lost like 70 banelings or something in one swoop, and he just didn't kill the army. That blink somehow screwed with the baneling eye. And I think because Reina killed his own queen with the drone. I want to see that actually. He lost the game. That's already when it already happened here. There's the queen. When did it start? That's the wrong queen, I think. That's the wrong queen now. Oh boy. When did he kill the queen? It's already gone. Okay, there we have it. Let's see if he actually... Okay guys, we're gonna go and check this out, and we're gonna go in turbo. So see, this is the queen, right? And there's the drone. This guy. This guy's doing the whole work. He's relentless. And the queen even does inject, and then he dies. And then he goes to mining, like nothing happened. Another day in the office. What an insane commitment. Wow. Crazy. Oops. Alright, I think we can maybe squeeze in one last game here. So Zaun takes one on the board, that's quite nice for him. And we will hop into map number 4. So he does not let Reina go to match point. That's quite good for Zaun. And gives him a chance to come back in the series. A 2-1 is definitely way better than a 3-1, right? Sorry, a 3-0 for her. I'll quickly check this one out and hope we have enough time to do this. My beard is weird. There we go. This should be better. I hope. Okay. I'm afraid this doesn't work. Maybe. This other one works. That's the disco roach. La cucaracha. I'm dancing with the roaches. I can't still get over the fact that he killed his own queen. That was crazy. Alright, so let's hop into map number 4. Zamas is 1 and Reina at 2, and we will be in Botanical next. There you go. In the top left it is Zaun, in the bottom right it is Reina. Let's see if Reina can bring it back. Well, I mean, what I say, bring back, if he can extend his lead. He lost the last map. Kind of in a weird way, I want to say. Like that big baneling blow up that looked kind of like a like a manual detonation on the Banes or something weird was going on there. Usually you want to have the Banes just walk through the Stalkers and just like don't even attack move, because they'll still do the full damage if they just blow up next to the Stalker. And they will tank more for the rest of the army, right? For the Lynx and for the what is it called? For the Lynx and the Hydras, because it's almost impossible to focus like Lynx or... I mean, I guess Hydras is okay in a chaotic fight like that, but only like with the Colossi. But do you actually want to do that? You kind of need to kill the Lynx as well. It looked very weird, but yeah. That engage definitely was bungled by Reyna. It felt like he had enough of an army to overwhelm that one. And yeah, in the end, Zaun kind of made that happen. And just pushed through. So now he's gonna go for some proper harassment here again, as is the norm. Throwing down his Nexus again, the Cybernetics go again. Who would have thunk a Protoss player would open with a gateway into Cybernetics core 4 games into a row? Certainly not me. But yeah, let's see if we see something aggressive here again, or if there's gonna be a macro game somewhere hiding inside this one. It is a very big map, so kind of difficult to get across, but sometimes you can get the snowball rolling, and then that's all you need. Protoss with the instant reinforcements, Zerg with the creep, and the basically potential creep highway if you want to go, or a Nidus, you know? You have the teleportation set up if you want to utilize it. It is there. Nothing for the Terran. So the Lynx are trying to push away the probe here, potentially get the kill, but the Adept should join up very soon, so you need to be careful there with your Lynx. You kind of want to not let them die to the Adept. And there it is, and Lynx do get pulled away into safety of the Queen. Queen is gonna be the anchor of defense here. Is he gonna shade in? Yes, he lets this one finish. So now it comes down to Reyna's execution. He loses the first drone. There was an extractor next by. Could have gone into the extractor. Okay, this is still not the worst. If he would have lost 3 drones for 1 adept, I would have said like, okay, call it a game. GG next. No, 2 drones is not great, and a spore cancel on top of that, which he could have honestly let finish because he needs one anyways, right? That's some like missed money. I'm pretty sure you just let that one finish because, I mean, you're looking to get a spore, right, for the Oracle, and yeah, he basically, the cancel money was a little bit overkill there in my opinion, but yeah. So Oracle comes in. It's gonna see everything has indeed regenerated, and the spore, he doesn't know that he got the cancel, I'm pretty sure. He just sees, oh yeah, the spore finished up. Is he gonna get one more drone on the way out here? No, just flying into the north. The other Oracle standing at home here, guarding the warp in Nexus, of course. Warp gate did just finish up, and the warp gates are done. 2 gates. Throw down a pylon, a shield battery before additional attack here. And he has the money, he kind of just needs to make a decision. What's it gonna be, Zaun? There we go. Twilight Forge. Gonna throw it down now. A little bit delayed here. And we should see the additional 2 gateways come down very soon as well. Yeah, double Oracle coming in here. It's gonna intercept the drone here a little bit, but it only gets deterred. And then it can go to mining. Stasis ward to prevent a 4th base, but you can always take the high ground base. No, Reyna kinda... okay, so he does not notice the stasis trap, but he sees the Oracle. It's like, alright. So this gets delayed, and I think he just takes this base now. Because he kind of wants to. It's more about the timing than the position, pretty much. Maybe he just keeps this. No, there we go. So he loses, he loses 2 more drones. And because he was kind of like, oh, why can't I take the base? Oh, it's stasis, so you need to take this one. There we go, he's gonna do that. And he takes this as well. It's like, alright, let's just take 2. So he has been doing that recently, right? On Mothership he took 3 bases at once. It's crazy. And getting these adepts is quite nice here. Can he kill the last one? He does indeed. That's a slow warp in. That could have been... Actually, these stalkers have no armor while they're walking in. And their armor, they usually have 1 armor. So you kind of can kill them very fast. And yeah, the warping in ones, that could have been a point of commitment there. There was only 1 adept and 2 stalkers ready to shoot. It was a slow warp in. He could have definitely killed 1, maybe even both. Would have been a trade, of course. And before his +1, but maybe it might have been worth it. This is again a Blink Colossus style, it seems like. There's a second robo coming in. It's 2 robos though? I think we were on 1 robo last game, weren't we, Zion? So maybe it's not Colossi, maybe it's gonna be Disruptor. But there's also a Colossi, like a 2 Robo Colossi style here for Protoss, but that's usually with 4 bases. You can play it on 3, but that's more of a timing attack then. And you're gonna have less gateways, but he's going up very high in the gateway department as well. So he is at 7 right now, sorry, 8 just finished, and number 9. 7 and yeah, 8 and 9. And there's the double Colossi. Oh, he cancels the Robo, right? So he cancels the second robo. Makes a pylon where it was. Now he needs to defend. Oh. Oh. Double cheap battery. Not gonna get broken. There's a stasis trap. Can Reyna make this happen? Reyna did go for an aggressive move. I wasn't actually ready for this. He was expanding so much. But yeah, he's just been making units, not droning these bases. Can you find an entry though? It feels like the trading is just a little bit too good. The Colossus joins now there. He's gonna kill all of these links in an instant with the Oracle together. The Oracle's looking at 6 kills himself. Colossi only at 4, but the right flank also doesn't get broken, man. The cannon with 5 kills even, it's insane. And this aggression from Reyna seems like it's not working. He notices himself. He's gonna bring back the queens. The German taxi's going home. I hope he doesn't have to pay overnight over clockwork there. And we're going into Infestation Pit, Baneling Nest. He will at least lose 1 base here. No Prism, that's the only saving grace. And he's still pumping Colossi. So if Zaun goes across now without a Prism, nah, he's gonna make the Prism, but that means no third Colossi. So there's still a world where Reyna can kind of come back from this position. Oh, okay. Oh, he cancelled Thermal Lands there to get more money for the Colossi production, I guess, during the fight. Or at the beginning of the fight. So he needs to get that up and running again. He's getting it now. He will take a Nexus just behind his pressure or his push. So he eventually will have a pylon there as well as a warping point. Now Reyna's gonna find that. Oh, he finds the Colossi, but he's running into them with only the links. That's not what you're looking for here. As the Zerg player, Stalkers are gonna find these here. He will actually, the Zealot not in hold position there, a little bit dangerous, but no entry. Entry denied here. Hive is gonna finish up probably though before the fight. Will it be in time though to get any Vipers out? I don't think so. It's gonna be difficult. You also need to charge them up. Your targets would be the Colossi and the War Prism, of course, but this is such a huge number of Stalkers. Only 16 Banelings, only 30 links. It feels like this army is just not... The numbers are just not there for Reyna. He has 10 Ravagers, that's nice and all, but... It feels like the fodder, it's just not there. 13 Ravagers. Can he make this happen? He has links now countering everywhere though. The drop came in. He has a few in the 4th base, but there's no drones there and static defense at the 3rd base, so you can't really make anything happen there. The 3rd. But this push is still here. He needs to defend this one. 30 Banelings. They did complete. He has Ravagers to break the force fields. But those Colossi are gonna make short work of these Banes. They have +2 attack already. They have their Thermal Lance now. They're massive. They have massive damage. Wait, Thumblands is done, right? Yeah, the range is done. Why is the attack speed not there? Lynx is still dropping on that. But yeah, Baneling's now coming for a flank. Can this work? Nice force field there. He again does the, kind of the weird blink, but too many. Like the Colossus, they're just working overtime, man. 35 kills, 26 kills. They just don't get killed at all. Nothing. Finally, the Vipers see they're way too late for this fight here. Finally, they join in. So the Colossus are probably gonna short-lived after this moment here, but they already did what they needed to do. Does he even get one? No, it's gonna get picked up by the War Prism. He has one more grab, which also gets dodged. Perfect here by Zaun. What an execution. Does not lose any of those high-value units, and he keeps on killing everything. It does get grabbed, but it doesn't get killed because there's already too much Zaun and too little Reyna. So he kills one Colossi, I guess. That was the one with the highest kill count, and the one with 30 kills also does get killed, but the one with the 10 does stand strong and is gonna tie up the series here 2-2. Very well done by Zaun, and yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. That's gonna be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we will see each other again just before New Year's Eve. One day before. Yeah. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm just gonna throw down last commercials and then I'm gonna rate the channel. So, as always, thank you for all the follows today. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you for checking the stream out. A lot of people. Thank you for the raid to Sublime SC. No, sorry, that was the Prime. Thank you to sign for the raid, of course. And yeah, thank you everyone from the regulars as well. Thank you all to all of you lurkers just sticking around, and see you again in a week exactly. Bye bye. Peace and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everything like that.